DragonCast. 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 Flames of sound, Lavistro wakes in the underground. Cyber Dragon host seizes the helm. Dive into the forbidden lore of virtual realms. Welcome to DragonCast. Fire-breathing worms screaming loud.
Lavistro's here to shake the crowd.
Psychotic dragon ready to ignite.
Hold on tight.
We're taking flight. DragonCast. Gate to Guna Gate, tribes spew their hate. Unethical urinalists face the score. Truth burns with a psychotic roar. Corrupt suits sneer what they despise. DragonCast will open your eyes. Integrity found in DragonCast. Fire-breathing worms
screaming loud.
Lavistro's here to
shake the crowd.
Psychotic dragon ready to ignite.
Hold on tight.
We're taking flight. DragonCast. Worlds clash in endless collision. Gaming news with a fierce precision. With a spark so wild it breaks the norm in the tempest's eye. A cyber storm. Kara scouts the indie scene. Dash hits the front, sharp and lean. Bo brings the lens of a Gen X soul, while Hattie's energy is on the roll.
Denuvo Fails, corpus not burning down. Gamer cake is the talk of town. Milestones reach, new games ignite.
Gaming's news with a dragon bite. This is DragonCast. DragonCast.
And we're live, everybody. And sorry, we had a very crazy thing happen like minutes before DragonCast was able to come on. Was getting it ready to go, and everything went boop. And I had a phone was charging because, well, my son's with his mom today, so you know what that means. I got to keep my phone active. She decided to be late, and we're texting her, so my phone ends up dying from the amount of battery use. Had to charge that up. Go to my neighbor's house, and apparently the ISP crashed for everybody. So by the time I was able to charge enough power to get things going, and I was playing some scares, we're 20 minutes late, but it's on me, you know. But I'm gonna blame my ISP because that's what we do here.
No internet for you.
Yeah. And Bo is at a barbecue. I guess Dash is still on vacation because he didn't reply that he was going to be here. Hattie's probably still emotional about the whole Pragmata ending.
It was such a powerful game.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think we said about it, but people were talking like it was. There's a theory going out there that they made that because of Japan's low birth rate.
Yeah.
So,
that kind of fits.
mm-hmm.
I just one of those things. I don't know if it's ever going to be disproven. Like if we're ever going to have a study that says, yes, this game was done with as part of marketing. Like it's just going to become lore.
Yeah.
Forever.
But Japan, I can't really help your birth rate, but if you're trying to get rid of some of your well, you get the idea. Well, I can help you out there. All right. Oh, but here we're hello. What do you mean? Hello.
We're both sick, I guess.
No, earlier today, I went and mowed my yard.
Oh,
So the dust is all over the place, and I have pollen allergies, so yeah.
Dragon with allergies. Who would have thunk?
Yeah, this is why you don't see us usually around, and when we do, we see the hay, we burn the hay because that helps our allergies.
That I now have different thought process on the movie Dragonheart. Sean Connery just hated hay.
Yeah. All right, but enough about me. Carrot, how you been doing?
Well, I'm alive, which is nice. I'm sick. I have good news, and news that I wish I could say is I would have done more. I got my desktop rebuilt, tested out with Subnautica last night. Obviously, it was fantastic. I tested out my retro PC. That is also working very well. So I'm getting really close to being able to have a good setup here. Now that some point my CPU died. CPU and motherboard both just went toast, even though they were working like last month. So had to wait a couple days, didn't get any videos out, even though some games did come out. Some really interesting games. We had some sales, didn't get to make a video on any of that. So whatever, I'll make one next week. But I'm happy to be here, even though I apologize in advance. I'm gonna sneeze and cough. I have my mute button that I'm gonna try and mitigate that as much as possible.
Yeah. Before we continue to the chat, we do have a member of our community that needs help. I actually forgot to add this to the notes. I'm actually trying to pull it up right now, unless you got it. Sonia's.
Oh, jeez, yes. Yeah. We need to add that. I have it under.
Okay, here we go. Oh, you got it?
I thought I had it.
Okay, because I'm going to send it in the private chat.
Okay.
I got you.
You want me to share this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
That should be the one.
Let's go here and get it going. Come on. There we go.
Hello, St. Hugo and Buck here winner and Philip Morgan. All right, so getting to it. So everyone knows Sonia, right? She's one of our mods, and she also streams herself. She has a dog named Archer, who's also part of her stream. Well, Archer needs help. He needs a surgery, and she's at 91%. She's asking for $600. Nothing much. So she shared it into Karis's Discord. She asked if she could share it into mine. She's just wanting the community to come around, and so far at 91%, the community's coming together. But show her some support. The link will be in the chat. I'm putting it now. Mods, if you can,
spread it.
Yeah, spread it out. Put it on your Twitters, all that stuff. Give her some help. She's been a good friend of mine. She's the reason why I became let me say this. If you don't like me as a mod on Hypno's streams back in the day, I'm still modded there apparently, even though I don't visit there much anymore because I'm a streamer now. I just don't have time. But if you didn't like it, me being a mod over there, she was to blame. She told Hypno, "Hey, it would be a great idea." And I was like, "What, Sonia? You should mod Levistro." And I was like, "Don't do that. Do that." I was warning there was going to be a reckoning. It was going to be like Armageddon. It was like Alduin coming to Skyrim. Like that's what's going to happen. But if you do like me being as a mod, you like her as a mod of Hypnotic and all that stuff, show her a little bit of support for all the things she's done for you, you know. And the fact that if she didn't mod my ass, I probably wouldn't be streaming. So there is that. I'm rambling. Lord Dragneel, hello. But yes. What the hell?
Sonia's done a lot behind the scenes for a lot of people, including Smash JT. She's been the backbone of a lot of channels, including mine. She's made some art that I've used in videos. She's been more supportive to a lot of us than she really gets credit for.
Yeah. There's the shorter link, the cleaner link. So use that one instead. I don't know what happened. I don't know why they gave me all that. I saw this. And I was like, the fuck is this bullshit?
That's the internet for you. No longer can we have like simple URLs.
No. But yeah, that being said, we are going to get into Dragon Bytes. But before we do, Karis, do you mind showing us so everyone can know what we're going to be covering? First, because I also forgot to put this in there. It wasn't that I was rushing everything. It's just I just totally jerked about this. Where's it at? Where's private chat? Why did they put it all the way down there? That makes no sense. I just put in a private chat.
Yep.
So
as I flashbang myself.
Yeah. All right. So yesterday, for everyone who doesn't know, people started covering the EULA and they were all shocked about it, right? They're like, oh, this is horrible. It's like this is the most predatory as hell thing. The thing is like this thing has been around for 2 years. And I've been bitching about it since we streamed. Then they came up and made a new EULA, which I decided to record. This is why I don't have a lot of videos out, because I was reading EULAs.
Things are miles long.
Yeah, and it's not just that. I'm not a lawyer, and I have to figure out how to explain all this because I know you're not going to. So I made a 15-point EULA that we're going to be talking about today, and how it's actually common in everything you said. Yes, I agree. Now let me play my fucking game. And why you just made yourself a corporal slave.
Are you sure you're not a lawyer? Did you try for the bar like 500 years ago and then failed and you just said, fuck it?
No, I sometimes I think about it because like people tell me it's like you get too deep on things. Like I'm not going to say I'm intelligent, but people have said like I'm like
no. See, Kotaku still exists, so that's the bar.
Yeah, so that's a real low bar. I mean, they're not really intelligent. Let's be honest. I'm just saying people who know me in real life. They're like, you're very fucking intelligent. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm an idiot. Like that's just my personal perspective. Same. But yeah, so that being said, we're going to get right into. Why did they do this? I hate when they change things. I hate change. All right, so RPG developer Josh Sawyer says Obsidian Entertainment is not against romance systems like the ones in Baldur's Gate 3. I hope he can clarify that. Is he talking about choosing the bear? Like I hope that's not what he's referring to. But he explained that features take a huge amount of time, money, and work to create properly. It's not about opposition to their existence. It's just that I don't know if we're going to be able to do it. Sawyer said romance systems need a lot of extra writing, voice acting, cutscenes, and character reactions. Because of this, Obsidian would rather focus on other parts of the game instead of adding romances that feel incomplete or low quality. Let's just cut all that out. Let's get to the real reason. They're not doing it because someone's gonna say, well, what about my fan fiction about a gay lesbian couple? Or what about my non-binary? Why can't you be non-binary? And then if they do that, the other text will be like, why the fuck did you just do that? You do realize 99.99999% of the world is not gay. So, I mean, here's the thing. yeah, there's nuances to writing romance relationships. It's not that fucking. It can be complicated. I don't think it's that fucking hard on my personal spectrum. But yeah, just say you don't want to do it because you don't want the controversy. You don't want the drama because that's what it is. Speaking of drama,
Hang on. I was actually going to try and add something. I was looking up
What you wanna add
the
something to that?
demographics to.
oh yeah,
I didn't want to trust this AI thing. Globally, approximately 3 to 4% of adults specifically identify as gay or lesbian. I was like, I don't trust AI. But then I went to this wiki page. It's like, oh shit, nope, not going there.
I don't trust wiki pages to save my life. They can always be edited, and if it's a political hot topic, they will always edit it. And then if you find, like, for example, I remember this one time when I was doing some history studies on my own, right?
Mm-hmm.
They mentioned that the UN doesn't have any scandals or something like that on this one page, and then blamed America for the war on terror. But then when you go look into like a separate, almost unrelated topic, I forget what it was, they explained how this UN counselor was using his status to get money, which led to the Food for Oil program being favorable to contracts or something like that. And I looked that up, and that was true. So, I was like, okay, Wikipedia, which one is it? Which one's the fact?
Yes. But yeah, let's get on to the next bit.
Yes. So everyone's gonna like, okay, Libby, this topic is about games. Actually, it kind of is. Payment processors are increasingly restricting adult content creators. PayPal has issued permanent account limitations to artists who accept payments for more grown-up entertainment commissions, citing policy violations and unusual activity. This follows Stripe's more recent move to block lewd projects on Kickstarter. Another video I wanted to make. Private companies are enforcing stricter content rules that go beyond legal requirements. Many independent creators are forced to find alternatives like crypto. Anyways, I might just make a section for this, if it ever comes up, called bean counters. But if you scroll down in the comments, like this one here, I like. I don't think people should be allowed to buy this type of content. Nobody's talking to you. Just process the payment processor.
Yeah,
I think that fits everybody's reaction to this. Look, they're bean counters, and most of them probably are women. Let's just be honest. Like, I'm not trying to throw shade at women here. I'm just saying, if the boot fits, there's something there. That's it. People have been doing cheat sheets and everything. It's like, remember when they censored Steam, they tried to say, "Oh, it's not us," and Steam says, "No, it is fucking you." And yet, here's another one. They show the hypocrisy. They're okay with Netflix and cuties, while some people phrase it as a conspiracy thing. I'm just gonna say, no, it's just they like to attack. They're attacking games, and they're okay with Netflix because they probably don't even realize cuties in there. Like, people don't realize what's all on Netflix or this or that. People don't know, just like people don't know what's all on Steam. But Netflix advertises, "Oh, we had this movie you like and this show you like." That's usually slop and crap. But what has been going on for 50 years in our hobby, we know all these cool games, and they go, "Oh, these games are causing sexism and violence and everything else." So we're the problem, even though there's no correlation. They just don't like games. But
I would wager it would be difficult to track this down, but I would say look up within the last 5 years which VPs have changed positions at Visa and MasterCard and what are their backgrounds. That probably might be a place to start with who's fucking up with what.
Yeah, I did that, but I did that in a more general scale because I saw a pattern. I was like, if I see this pattern, it's going to be sexist, so I need to look this stuff fucking up. And found out that, well, you had the Bud Light controversy. Who made the calls was a female executive. Amazon Video, female executives. Just goes down the road. I'm like, okay, I got to do something more than women are just stupid at making these choices. found a common denominator, and I talked about it on Dragons in Our Games. Let's just put it that way. I'm just going to put it that way. But we do have a win.
Yes.
Valve just asked the court to throw out the New York Attorney General's lawsuit citing Pokemon cards, Happy Meals, and labelless, accusing the company of illegal gambling through Counter-Strike weapon skin cases. The lawsuit claims that these mysterious cases in Counter-Strike 2 and CSGO let players, including kids, gamble real money by paying for a chance to take at rare virtual items. In a 42-page filing on May, Valve says the cases do not count as gambling under New York law because players always get a random weapon skin for the money they pay, just like buying sealed packs on baseball cards, Pokemon cards, or the toy in the cereal box. The company said there is no stake or chance of losing money, as it is just a surprise element coming in collectibles. Valve warned that the Attorney General's idea could make normal activities illegal, such as parents buying trading cards for their kids or families playing arcade games. The filing notes that these loot boxes have been sold to over 10 years without objection from any other U.S. state. Valve warns that the court to dismiss the whole case with prejudice. If denied, the lawsuit seeks triple damages on billions of dollars Valve made, plus an order to stop sales to New York residents. Now, here's another thing. When I covered this, I pointed out another flaw of this very intelligent woman. And no, I'm not saying that from a political stance. I don't get political. I'm just saying when I read that, I was like, this lady is fucking nuts.
I remember that. Yeah.
New York Fair. You go play a dart game. You give money, right, for a chance to win a prize. That's been going on since before video games.
Yep.
That's been going on since time immemorial, I think. They would have little bobbing for apple things. Like we've seen little records of that, right? So there is that. So the whole thing is just I don't know. I forget her name. It's like Letitia something. James, I forget. But anyways, yeah, like I know it's surprising everybody. I know I don't get into politics. Surprise. But even I can see this like this lady's crazy. This lady's trying to one up someone, and she even tried to add a correlation jab of game violence, which psychologists have said there's no correlation between games and violence. So if she tried using that to judge, would have definitely thrown it out. She would be the laughing stock. So they're trying to do the video game addiction, and I guarantee you, if it does go to court, they're going to cite the UN's gaming disorder that even the American Psychological Association said was out of line and needs further study. But you know what doesn't need further study, Karis?
Roma Ardet knocked hard.
Roma Ardet to follow AAA. In this case, we got more news from one of the companies we all used to love, and now we like to look down at the mud at them and laugh. So Ubisoft announced that it recorded 1.3 billion operating loss for its fiscal year in March 2026. Net bookings dropped to 17% to 1.3, impacting delays, underwhelming game launches, and development delays. In response, the company implemented a cost-cutting measure, including the reduction of about 1,200 jobs and 118 million in fixed costs. Ubisoft predicted 8 to 9% decline in sales and a high single-digit loss margin for 26-27 fiscal year, but anticipates returning profit to generating positive cash flow by 27-28. You know why I know that? You know what I think what they're predicting?
What?
Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're hoping that's going to succeed. And that's why I'm going to say, they're going to say it's a hit, it's a hit, it's a hit, because they are so fucking low right now. Go ahead and show the receipts that any game that makes just average sales is going to be a hit for them. As this disgusting shows, their euro is about 4.32. Like, I want to acknowledge their diversity and woke programs that they've been going through, because now third world countries can buy their stock.
Get in on it while you can.
Yeah.
Do options. Put options. That's how you're going to make money off that.
Yeah, and the next thing we're going to talk about is something that I'm pretty sure we covered back in February. I'm pretty sure. And people are talking about it now.
Oh, I missed this one initially.
Yeah, PC Gamer Journalist at it again. First Slice James Bond probably won't be sexist, misogynist, dinosaur. Some things fall by the wayside. IO Interactive says. Now, when I say, by the way, when I say we covered, we did it in a DragonCast, because we were like, I'm tired of covering this stuff. So I was like, we'll make an acknowledgement. Someone's probably going to talk about it. I guess no one did, but it's basically the same news. They're shitting on the old Bond classic films like GoldenEye, claiming James Bond, the dashing 007 of British intelligence, is kind of misogynistic sometimes. Yeah, they've been saying that for decades, even when we were kids. Remember the Pierce Brosnan age?
I grew up on the Brosnan age.
Yes, so did I. And was that fat, old feminist styled character trope? And she would tell him, it's like, you're a feminist. You're no, sorry. He goes,
Sexist, pejorist dinosaur.
Yeah, from a bygone era or something like that. Which is
Yep.
kind of funny, because it's what they say about female characters today, like Eve, women from a bygone era. So they've always been attacking it. Some people are saying they're going to try and play it. I'm not even going to entertain the idea. If I want to play a game, a 007 game, I will just offer my soul to the devil for whatever cost Karras offers to buy his physical cartridge of 007 for the N64.
Hold on a sec. They couldn't even quote the line properly in the won't be a sexist massage. I just said what the line was, but they couldn't say, they didn't know how to spell pejorativist. I can't even say it, but they didn't look up the quote, and so they just rewrote what the actual quote was. Good job, PC Gamer.
Yep. That's usually how it goes. But you know what else? Another thing has happened. Nagashi Studios, the company founded by Yakuza series creator Toshiro Nagashi, has permanently closed. Excuse me. NetEase ended all funding after determining that the studio's debut project, Gang of Dragon, would require an additional 7 billion yen, around $44 million, to complete. No new publisher or investor was secured. The studio's official website is now offline. Its YouTube channel has been deleted along with all trailers and related content, and there has been no official statement from Nagashi or the company.
So basically, if they couldn't get it at the money that they had, then no one else can get it, because we can't have customers going to another developer, another publisher. So let's just burn it.
Yeah. Or reduce your budget. If your budget's too costly, reduce the budget. It's okay. You don't have to be an open world epic saga. You don't have to be like, we're doing real life, like you can see yourself in this game, real life movie thing. No one cares about that. We want a good game. We would prefer semi-realism, just putting it out there, to
stylized realism.
Yes, that's what I say. I'm saying this wrong. Why is the brain not clicking? Thanks, cares. But yeah, there's that. However, they're not the other ones having troubles. So it's Square. We're not going to cover this too much because there's so much drama on this one. I didn't want to cover it, but I want to acknowledge that having a look at a few posts around the Xenosis issue, I believe having the following observed. Absolutely everyone at the moment faces the risk of severe consequences from Square Enix, including a ban or permanent exclusion for any form of criticism or simply not fitting in with the others. Basically, the long story short, because he's going into it, is if you're critical of Square Enix games that you're streaming, you could get banned from certain titles or certain communities. So You're not allowed to criticize Square Enix. Now I was kind of hoping Dash would be here for this one because he's the biggest Final Fantasy fan of all of us.
Oh, he's totally have opinions on that.
Yeah, he would know more about me than me on it. I went to acknowledge it. I gambled. He'd be here, and I failed that gamble, so that's on me. But we're still talking about. But you know what? I am an expert on
flying.
How the military is talking about the Wings Club. Yes. This is literally a post they said. Not every game that shows up in family living rooms needs to be a massive online shooter, a full-time hobby, or a tactical simulation with a long-time tutorial about inventory management. And then they show the Wings Club.
Okay.
The statement isn't bad, but your military.com. Why would you choose the Wings Club of all games?
What is the Wings Club? I've never heard of this.
The Wings Club?
I don't think
never had sisters. My sisters,
yeah.
They watched it. And they didn't even like it. It's like a fairy high school.
The show Wings?
Show. Yeah.
I remember the show Wings. Okay, so that's kind of based on. That's what.
Yeah, it's like a fan. It's like a fan game. Hello, Alan Jones. But yeah, that's literally what this is all about. It's like your military. You should do something from neutral to more military-ish. It's like this doesn't. Why? Like there are better. First off, there are better games. No one's playing this. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But with the majority of gamers being predominantly male, there's not going to be a lot of gamers playing this. And probably you could say, oh well, other girls go. I'm pretty sure not a lot of girls are playing it as well. Little girls, when they could play with their Barbie dolls or whatever. Like if they could have the actual option. My sisters, gamers too, but 9 times out of 10, they would play with their real life stuff over this, and they usually played because their big brother was playing games. So. Yes, I became a pro at Super Smash Brothers Melee, and it was the only time I could beat up my sisters and not get in trouble with my parents because they didn't have any bruises or ratted me out, except for Daddy, the Vistro beat me in this game. He goes, well, get what does he tell you? What does he tell you?
Good.
Get good. Yeah, that's which is ironic because that was before the get good was a phrase. I would do so much my siblings. It's like, get better. All right, but we have speaking of dragons, imagine this kind of dragon. So Night Stream Games has laid out about 1,000 workers, roughly half of the team, leaving only about 13 people at the studio. Their first game, Last Flag, simply didn't make any money. Some members of Imagine Dragon helped launch the studio and funded the project. The studio has now started major updates over the next couple of months and will roll out in a handful of editions. After that, the team will hand the game's future over to the players while keeping the servers online. So that part there, I'm like, yeah, cool. Like, they're handing it over to the players. That's a win, believe it or not.
Yeah.
The reason why I put it in Roma Ardet was because when I heard about this whole thing, they were heavily marketing off of Imagine Dragons, like, oh, Imagine Dragons is sponsors. They're trying to get into that target audience with their fans, right? They're trying to get into that fans. We've seen that with Rumble. Oh, YouTube's censoring you. Well, come over to us, all you political commentators, and we'll help you out. And then they started. After that, they started doing the what was it? The Rumble rants that anyone can do Rumble rants.
Yeah,
but it didn't keep momentum because all they're showcasing is political feeds. The last time I looked on it, and I think even today when I logged in to set up my Rumble stream for all you Rumble fans, it was still politics. And last I checked, their end of the month active users, they had a peak of 88 million users. Now they're down to 54 million users.
Almost half.
Yeah. They went down to 44 at the end of last year, gained about 10. I think that's because of Rumble Shorts came out or something like that. And they're losing them again. So I think that's why I put it as the fall wrong. It's like you should market your content, not who sponsors you. Gamers don't care. Gamers might like the music from Imagine Dragons. I'm not going to say Imagine Dragons is bad. I like a couple of their songs. My son's a big fan. However, what's the game going to be like? That's what we really care about. If you can't market that, if you can't broadcast that, if it can't stand on its own without merit, it's going to flop. And plus, you're in indie studio, so you definitely don't have the AAA backing of investors. Yeah, you have to have your product do the sales for you.
You know what this sounds like? This idea of trying to find an influencer icon to market your game. This sounds like what people in the fashion industry or the cosmetic industry will do. They don't sell product with the brand, unless, like, with the exception of, I think, Japan, which actually will sell some of their product based on like who the owner is or who's marketing it. US, like the cosmetic, you sell your stuff through, I probably got my thoughts backwards there, but with cosmetics, you need to find someone to sell your stuff. To say, oh, like the Kardashians, they have their own makeup line. You go through airports and you see the stupid vending machines, or you can find some of the cozy channels, they actually do cosmetics. I wonder if a bunch of people in the marketing divisions for gaming looked at the they're like, how do we market this? We don't know what to do. And so they looked at just the cosmetic and like, let's copy that. Let's find someone who can do this thing, except, yeah, we gamers, we don't really care who's selling it. We care about the quality of the game. Sure, someone like Markiplier can play it, and we'll look to what Markiplier is, but we're not really, it's not Markiplier's endorsement, really. It's like, this is something that Mark likes, so I'm probably going to like it as well.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of endorsement, but I don't think these guys...
I mean, well, to be fair, to kind of your argument there, Sydney Sweeney has great genes.
What if Sydney Sweeney was not wearing... No, I'm not going to go there.
Oh, no, that chill. Hataro, you better get some ice cold water right now. You better do something. He's starting to go to horny jail.
I was thinking, like, what if it's like lazy sweatpants? But then I remembered, okay, that statement itself, no, they're taken out of context. I don't care. I'm sick, people. I'm retarded.
Yeah, he is sick. He's been hanging around me.
Yes.
But yeah, but we do have some Nintendo news and Power World news for all you people that love Power World and Pokemon and want to capture them all. Apparently, Nintendo can't win them all. So Nintendo's touchscreen specific patent is denied in the ongoing Nintendo Pokemon dispute. So yeah, apparently they can't even keep that patent. They're like that spoiled child who grows up getting everything they want, right? And as soon as they grow up and face the real world, it's like, I want this. And the world's like, lol, no. And then they freak out and have a little meltdown. So, but that's it for that. But I just wanted to showcase that because, it was, I thought, laughable.
It's Nintendo. I think we're going to see more and more of this. The pattern fits. They're desperate. They can't make anything good. Anything as in like Pokemon, I guess, like really good. So let's just try and destroy everything else.
Yeah. Yep. They're talking about Nintendo Fails, however.
Denuvo Fails.
One Denuvo Fails for y'all today, and it's 007 First Light faces backlash after Denuvo added days before launch. The stream page confirmed the addition of Denuvo anti-temper DRM shortly before release. Now, this is kind of funny because another company did that. One that still made its sales despite having Denuvo, right?
Yeah, I can't place it.
But there was something about it. It was a very Crimson Dessert, I think, in regards to it. But however, Many players were surprised by the late confirmation as they thought the game might launch without Denuvo. Denuvo remains one of the most hated anti-piracy tools among PC gamers due to the concerns about performance, impact, preservation, and long-term accessibility. And I will also point this out, when I covered Denuvo on a certain game and why people were leaving it, even though don't get me wrong, the game still did good. But I was covering, it's like, here's why these people are doing this. This is why. And at the time, I was just covering because I didn't like Denuvo. I didn't like DRMs because I felt like it was shackling us. And there were a lot of valid concerns to be made. I was just going to do this as a cover and go, move on with my life type of deal, right? It's like it was just news. But then I learned there's such a thing as Denuvo shills. Yeah. Right? There are Denuvo shills. So they're like, why are you covering it? You don't know, you want game devs to not be supportive. Like, oh, you poor summer child. This is a scam. If it fails to do its promise on launch day, it's a scam. Because remember, pirates ran out of things to crack, but this will certainly help the pirates out of their boredom. Because remember, one of the last things we covered about them was they pirated one of their own websites and held it ransom because and it was around the same time they said we ran out of games to crack because we cracked them all. So,
is there a victory song, like a Pokemon victory song, where instead of "you got to catch them all," we caught them all? Like, where's that song?
Yeah, we cracked them all. Gotta crack them all. Denuvo. Okay, that was bad, but still, it's
give me some Scaly. If you're watching this, get on Scaly or Skytex. Get on that.
Definitely. I will. Actually, no, I'm not changing my Denuvo Fails. It's actually pretty cool, but I will definitely make it as a clip. I will clip part of that music, give them credit. It will be a video clip for Super Chats, which obviously I keep yelling at y'all for, and I should stop doing that because now it worked. Anyways, when First Light comes out, I'm going to do the same thing as I do as always. I'm going to keep monitoring the launch window and find out when Chrissy, Gary, Voices 3, or whoever decides to say, yeah, we cracked it. And it's going to be right here again on DragonCast because Denuvo Shills kept telling me I'm lying, I'm wrong, I don't know what I'm talking about. And yeah, so it's like, we're just going to document this. But yeah. Is there anything to say about that?
This is supposed to be the release of a video game, and it's turning like everything around. This is becoming a Dyson sphere of bullshit where we're learning more about the behind the scenes DRM nonsense than about the game itself. And it's really fantastic.
But the other thing I want to point out, I just forgot about this. So Yellow Flash covered this a while back, and I like some of his takes, right? I haven't watched him in a while, and I started watching. I was like, holy cow, he's starting to do videos like mine. He has gameplay in the background as he talks, which he never did before. But at least when I last watched him, I don't know when he started. Don't everyone who wants to quote me all that stuff. Let me point it out. I hadn't followed him for a while, getting back to watching him, and I still like his takes before then. It's just I don't know when he started going from what he used to do to showing some gameplay in his footage. Anyways, he said that when the woke bond came out, a lot of people canceled their pre-orders, but that was also around the same time this came out too. And what happened with Crystal Desert? A lot of people canceled their pre-orders. It still did good. All right. I'm not going to say First Light is going to fail because it is 007. I'm pretty sure it's going to have that delayed reaction. And you know what? I'll say as long as they don't have a true cuck ending, they should be good. Just going to point that out there. I mean, especially with Bond, not just with any male character in general, but with Bond. You have Bond being cut for some reason. Don't know how you're going to manage that because he's always a rogue. He doesn't, he's not committed to any relationships. Every new mission, there's a new girlfriend. So unless you got some way to manage that and you start cucking him instead, if you cuck him, your studio's basically done.
I already equate this more with the Uncharted series because it's been compared. This is not going to be GoldenEye. This is GoldenEye was lightning in a bottle that companies have tried to replicate for years and years. Some have been successful, some not. But this is not going to be GoldenEye. This is going to be Uncharted with extra steps. So take that with what you will.
Yeah. But I know we've been talking about cucks and losers and everything else, but I think the audience deserves their cake. So yes, Swords and Slippers. We talked about them a couple of times, but they're looking for players who have longing for old school characters, action games, bold, confident, apologetic heroines. The real strong and confident, don't need old man women. The real ones. But this is not a Steam page build. They do have a Patreon build, which I am trying to somehow. Hold on, let me do it this way.
Acquire.
I'm using a PDF downstairs. This is why I used the notepads, but now I'm using PDFs. So
You're distracted by the cake. It's okay.
yeah, no, that too. But here's the Patreon for everyone out there. They do have a Patreon build for March. Actively bring it to game. Basically, it's like a Snow White fairy tale beat 'em up game. So
We've covered this before, didn't we?
Yeah, I've covered it many times, but I'm going to keep covering it because it's gamer cake. I try to look for different ones, but if I don't have different ones, I go back and advertise the old ones to help, bring notice because, well, people are mad at me anyways. Oh, see, look, we have someone who says they want to play it. Well, just go to their Patreon. You could probably play it. But
Hideworks, take notes. Show more. I mean, you show a lot of Lyra, but show more Lyra.
Yeah, show more. And if it pulls up as my feed, I will cover it. Also, indies who might be watching this as a short or live right now, if you have any type of video game, it doesn't have to be Pretty Women with Cake, but if you have like gaming milestones or anything, we will definitely show it on DragonCast for Dragon Bytes, because we try to give everybody bite-sized news on upcoming games and stuff like that, because all this streamings of me, all this whole Levistro exists as the Dragon of Cyber exists because someone decided to say there's no good games, and I was just playing Enshrouded. So, but
the first Uncharted would probably be considered a good game because it sequels.
But while we have Swords and Slippers, there's also definitely a rival to Snow White in this case. Yes. So Marvel Rivals, The Savage Lance Awakens, challenging every rival to prove their worth. Will you master your instincts or become prey? Now, if everyone remembers, people went in a meltdown over how they would draw the characters and stuff like that. But what's funny is I actually like this character design.
That looks good, yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm saying like the style, like the savage tribal thing, or even the fantasy era, but like I love that kind of design feature. So I think that was pretty good. But for those who don't I don't know how to get out of Rivals. I don't have money. Well, it's free for 1. It's across all platforms for 2. And I gave you the Steam link for 3.
There you go.
So there you go. Go make someone read about it.
I'm getting did you ever play Jill of the Jungle?
Yeah.
I'm getting Jill of the Jungle vibes from this. Even though Jill of the Jungle was like 7 pixels, I still your brain always went further with the imagination.
Exactly. But this update gives no room for imagination about bunnies. Specifically. The burlesque bunny costume is finally here to celebrate Lollipop Chainsaw Repop Nintendo Switch 2 edition. A sleek black bunny suit that highlights Juliet's style, scented with sky blue scrunchies. Coming next week to all platforms. So yeah, I thought Nintendo didn't like this kind of thing, but money talks, bullshit walks. But I am gracious enough to acknowledge Nintendo Edition for those who have Switch 2. I knew that I was expecting Dash to be like, "Ooh, on Switch 2," so I could be like, "Yeah, here's your Gooning link." But also for everyone else who hasn't had the game, it's coming next week to all platforms. we have it on the Steam part as
Yep.
well.
Hang on.
Oh, you don't have to show that.
No, I'm definitely not. I was born in 1900. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, you do have to do age verification or log in, whatever. But there you go. You got your bunny, your burlesque bunny. However, we got one last slice of cake for everybody. So this is Angel Roulette, new horror survival game coming up. They're showing it's basically a gaming update. They're showing their new scene of atmosphere and combat via showcase. But look at the character design of the lady. She doesn't look She doesn't look evil. I think we covered it before when they mentioned something. I could be wrong, but she mentioned something about physics. Now that he's working on the lighting effects in the atmosphere. So I think it's like, this is a great bridge for gaming milestones, but let's put it in gamer cake. But yeah, I think it's a great design. Go support the devs and go try getting this game.
This looks good.
Yeah, it's not out yet, but it is wish listable, I believe. So you can add it to your wish list, keeping an eye on it. And of course, as like of all indies that we're keeping track of, we're keeping on too. So that being said, it's time to talk about
They're on their way. They achieve greatness. Players massing, sales climbing, legends are rising. The gaming milestones.
Yes, the gaming milestones where we celebrate wish lists, achievements, and anniversaries, and even gamer achievements if we find out about them. So, like for example, Karis, I don't have it on here, but if you're on my Steam page, you'll know it. I shared it on your Discord. I managed to get to the world tree in Subnautica 2.
Yes, I was a little jelly of that because I too wanted to get to that mushroom tree or whatever the hell it is.
I wanted to see if I could scan it. You can't scan it. Spoilers, but still. I use that and I brag about it still. Like there are some people that talk about, oh, the game is not that hard. Why didn't you have to fix the fish? I'm like, you want a challenge? Go to the world tree. I have receipts. I showed that I had done the story so far. I showed my pictures of the world tree. Showed the Leviathan that spawns only to come after the player if they go out of bounds. I scanned that creature, and picture of a view from the world tree back to the life pod. And then that guy's like, well, we don't need to debate about it. We're players. I'm like,
his careful would fall back. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, so when I showed the receipts that I actually did shit and called you out saying you could Google how long it takes to beat the story and everything else. Oh, it's not so. All of a sudden we don't need to debate. I'll be honest. You didn't play the game. You don't play Souls games. I said that before. And you're a fucking pussy. Yeah, granted, I'm going to give shit to Unknown Worlds and Crafted about their EULAs like everything else. I still accepted it because I'm still going to call it out. I'm still hoping that people will call it out as well because we're going to get into it later. We're on a tangent here, but I still enjoyed my time in the game. And this is early access. There's going to be bugs. There's going to be difficulty tweaks, everything else. However, did you know that on this day 15 years ago, May 21st, the Dragon Quest VI Realms of Revelation for the DS was released in Europe 15 years ago?
I feel a little old considering that I didn't play this, but I know people who did. It's like, wow.
You're not shriveling up into a skeleton. That Indiana Jones scene when he drank from the wrong trail and chose poorly.
Yeah. Donovan chose poorly.
Yeah. But yes, there is that. And then we have good news from Lords of the Fallen 2. That's surprisingly not on Gamer Cake this time. CI Games ends Lords of the Fallen 2 PC publishing deal with Epic Games, and Tim Sweeney is crying like a baby in his bathroom eating tubs of ice cream because the deal's over. And why? Why would they cancel their deal with Epic Games? Buy out their own contract. The players asked them to. That's it. Players just asked. So we don't have a link to Lords of Fallen 2 for Steam yet. I looked. But as soon as it comes available, we will definitely show it in the next DragonCast. The wheels in your head are turning.
Yes, they are. I am completely lost my spot, and I hate that. Oh, jeez. Hang on here, people.
I'm starting to learn when you want to say something. I'm knowing that look now when you're goes in your head. So I'm like, it's hard to read on Dash. He's just sitting there like, just saying, hi Dash, if you're around.
Okay, I know where I am now.
Yeah. He knows where he is, people.
The missile knows where it is.
Allegedly. Oh, I thought you were gonna say something. Okay, I could.
No. I legit lost my spot in the list of notes.
Yes. So for everyone else, when other studios try to reach high fidelity with high system requirements that will set your PC on fire, this upcoming action RPG gives a setting that is playable for a potato spec PC, which I think we're starting to have the same issues I have when we do this.
Are you gonna do something, Twitter, or are you just gonna twat off?
Twitter just jerked.
There we go.
What game is that? Well, that game is Outward 2 coming to early access in a couple of days, July 7th. Oh, sorry, not a couple of days. I read that. Not June, July 7th. So a couple of a month from now. But you're like, Levistra, I don't know where to. Wow, really? I didn't get the link. But Levistra, I don't know where to get that game. I don't know how to use the search engine. I don't know how to do anything like that. Even though the game its title itself is in the tweet, how do I find it? Don't worry, I got you, bro. I got you. Outward 2. It's on Steam it's on the Steam Powered right now. So you can wishlist it. I don't know if you can pre-order it yet, but I never finished the game, but I actually liked Outward 2, the first one. I enjoyed playing it. I don't know why I stopped, but I enjoyed playing it. And
I never got to the first one. But this one, you can attempt to join the playtest.
Mm-hmm. There's a couple of playtests going around. I forgot to add that in the notes. But yes, you can request playtests for free. So go do that. Go support devs. Go support devs.
Yes.
Stop bitching at me about there's no new games to play. And go, look at that. You can go be naked and have a bucket for a helmet and 2 frying pans. I mean, come on now. You can literally be, what's his name? The Elden Ring guy.
Yep.
That's literally what they're doing. So I'm gonna put this on my wish list. I forgot to do it earlier. I'm gonna put this on my wish list. I definitely want to play this game, but maybe I'll play Outward 1 here soon because I beat the story on Outward 2, and I built my base, but I need to play another game.
Avionic factor.
Huh?
Avionic factor.
Yeah, I keep waiting for. That's why I keep the Fridays open and don't put that in my schedule because I'm like either Thursday or Friday we're gonna be doing something, and then I'll wait, and I don't know why I keep doing, and I don't hear anything from you because I know you and I are like on the other ends of the map, right? So we got a big hour difference here. So I wait on that. I don't want to keep harassing you about it because I know you want all of us to join in for the final content. So I'm waiting.
That was me. I fell down with sickness, and I just forgot everything.
Oh, look who's here, Cody.
Hey, Mr. Camelot.
I did not see that pop up, but Alan Jones, thank you for flagging that down. I'm so busy left and right. I need. Here's how it is for my setup. My chat is on the far right side, on the right monitor, with my StreamYard's right there, right? And then on the
Yeah.
left side is my notes. My mic is on my right side. I had not found an optimal layout to where I could talk and it won't go like this. You hear me drifting away from the mic. I've never found the perfect setup for that. But because I'm left-handed and I look at my left screen, my right eye doesn't always catch the chat. That's why when I play games, it seems like I'm ignoring chat, when in reality, I'm trying not to die or I'm trying not to mess up, whatever the case is at that current moment. But when I can take a breather, I look at the chat as I drink my water from a straw sitting on my right side. So that's how optimized I am. So I do apologize if you're coming to chat or you raid and I never acknowledge you. But yeah, Cody.
Sounds like what you need is you need a monitor directly above so you can just look up, have it just mounted right above.
Yeah, I don't even know if I have another monitor slot. Because the other thing I want to do is something that Hattie mentioned is like he has a tablet or something that his studio does his character, right? So I might try doing something like that. That might help with this issue that we have where you're having to do the notes for me. But because I tried to upgrade my CPU and the CPU doesn't fit, and the CPU I thought would fit. Also, I double checked it wouldn't fit as well. I would have to get a brand new motherboard. So,
Wow.
Yeah, that's not happening, folks. I'm not buying a brand new motherboard. I would just rather buy a brand new frame and see if I can find a way that it could be upgraded. But we ramble.
Cody, I hope you're doing well.
Yeah,
I know you
that's
had
another thing.
an emotional time a
Experience.
couple days ago.
Yeah, we talked in DMs a while back, and I didn't want to sound like I was trying to get to the bottom of something, which I discovered long before he was able to reply about, this certain individual was a psychopath. It's like, I don't know the context that he was talking about. I was like, this guy sounds unhinged. But
Yep.
even if it was the quartering and I knew the quartering, which I don't, and someone says, yeah, you're stealing content or something, I'd ask the quartering. I'd be like, hey, dude, are you doing this kind of thing? Right? I was like, this is your chance to tell me the truth. You know, what's going on here? But before he could even respond, the guy was just being all psychotic and stuff, and literally melted down. I called him saying, you're just like the leftists when you cancel people. I was like, you sound unhinged to me. And then he just went off the rails, and I was like, I can see why Cody blocked you. It's not because of free speech, it's because you're crazy and not worth the drama. Which Cody also told me, said, don't engage with trolls, Levistra. I was like, I don't. They just they come after me. I don't even know how I attract them.
They engage with you.
Yep. But speaking of attracting problems, we have some Expanse news. So the male hero is being recast due to player backlash. I don't like that word because backlash to me, the language says drama. Oh,
yeah, what's backlash?
Oh,
man, he was good.
I bet.
Welcome, Bo.
I wasn't expecting to be able to make it back, but it was starting to close. It was the local fire department here was having a benefit. You donate and stuff like that, and all the donations are going to different veterans programs, local veterans programs around here. So, but man, it was good. I'm stuffed full, so I might slip off into a nap just to let you know.
Yep. But at least you get your barbecue. That's the Texas thing to do. I need to do some
everybody?
barbecue. Yeah. But anyways, as we're going on here, I hope I'm not repeating myself here because that was a surprise. The male hero for the Expanse of Cyrus Reborn is being recast. Alkite Games will change the voice actor for the male main character and his twin sibling Jay in the Expanse of Cyrus Reborn. The game is a story-driven action RPG similar to Mass Effect with full voice acting for the player character. Many beta players said the male voice sounded flat and lacked emotion and did not fit the tough belter mercenary role. The female voice was received much better. So it wasn't drama. It was the devs listening to feedback from players. This is why this is not a Denuvo Fails thing or a Roma Ardet, because way I see it, the player's like, hey, here's my feedback. The male character, voice actor, probably great guy, all that stuff, but he's not, doesn't fit he sounds like this. I'm going to get the big bad enemy guy. When he should sound like this. I'm going to get the big bad enemy guy. It's more like a Batman voice, not a. I pulled a brain fart. What's his name?
William Wallace.
No. Oh, what's his fucking name? He played. He played Bruce Wayne, and I know it.
Christian Bale.
Thank you, Christian Bale.
Swear to me.
Like he sounds like the Christian Bale Batman, not the Christian Bale Bruce Wayne, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, the Bruce Wayne Batman, like the Bruce Wayne Batman sounds scary. The Bruce Wayne, however, if he says swear to me, no one's going to take him seriously. Right? It's the range and pitch of the voice.
You know, I wonder if Kevin Conroy ever did the whole like swear to me thing.
Oh, if there's a video of that, I would so clip it.
There is a video of him doing the famous speech from The Dark Knight. He did that whole, I guess you'd say, epilogue of like, I can be the one. I can be your problem, or whatever it is, you know, the big line. Yeah. And the guy who voices like Yakko or something is Commissioner Gordon. It was like a tearfully beautiful just scene right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't think this is backlash. That's why I think it should be due to player feedback. Backlash. If just by reading this, I don't even see a backlash. It's just feedback.
Yeah, this needs to be feedback. Like if your players, I'm going, yeah, like say, I'm going to go do the thing instead of like, I'm going to do the thing. You know, if there's no emotional, why are we going to connect?
I see a lot of YouTubers, they using the same type of techniques that the EULAs use to get clicks and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
A lot of their wording and stuff like that. They're doing the same thing to get clicks, to get paid.
That's why we had an episode a while back saying, "Are we the baddies?"
Yeah,
I started noticing that too. I think we were all noticing. I think that's why, like, okay, so I don't really want to talk about it not because I don't want to, but because it's a gaming channel. But it's a perfect example. We had the quartering, right? I'm going to mention this. I don't.
We don't have the quartering, but
we don't have. But we had the quartering issue, right? He's this big YouTuber, right? Now he's on Rumble, right? And he got called a name, didn't like it, and admitted to or said he was going to whatever. Right, cancel channels, doing the very thing he swore not to be. He's literally becoming a leftist. And then people started looking into it, and then we find out more about this guy, and then we also find more about Melanie Mack, and now Christy Mayer, and even Upper Echelon Gaming, which kind of inspired how I was going to run my channel. Don't get me wrong, I used to like Upper Echelon Gaming, but I don't watch him now because he doesn't cover games. That's why he's called Upper Echelon. But there's something I've always noticed, and Bo, you're older than me, you probably noticed this too. When you lie and you set off a grift, it may not be today, may not be tomorrow, may not be 10 years from now, but eventually you will lie yourself into the truth. You will be exposed for what you really are. Yep. You'll be caught. This is why I try to keep myself humble. And when I make a mistake, I try to, say, hey, I fucked up. This is why I don't block people per se, unless I know they're a bot. Absolutely. Like on X, I let people say their thing, but if I don't want to deal with it, I just mute them. I'm like, I don't want to deal with you.
It's easier to perpetuate the truth than try and keep upholding a lie, because then you forget, did I tell the truth about that or did I lie about that?
Yeah.
What were the steps of my lies?
And then just like do a simple research. Like it doesn't take, especially with AI, you don't have to trust AI, but AI will draw on things and shit. Like Google AI, it'll tell you something, you go look at the source. And then based on your knowledge of the subject, you'd be like, wait a minute, what about this thing? And then it clarifies this and that, right? the reason why a lot of us watched the YouTubers was because the journalists and Doritos Gate, then the journalists and Gamergate, then the journalists and the culture war, and we were getting gaslit left and right. Now we're starting to see these same people posting anything for clout, which is a perfect example of these EULAs. Bo, you know me. We've been streaming since I first started, right? We did the first attempt when we first came out. We did Make or Break when it was in one of the betas. Yeah. And I always bitch about EULAs and reading things. In fact, it's the reason why I have this.
Are you saying you want out? Fine, you don't want to be part of this? Then just sign right here. No, you didn't read it! This says we don't ever have to let you out and then we can do whatever we want! Damn it, why won't it read?
But my point is that I always studied and try to look for the truth. That's what we used to do as, content creators. Now it's clout. I don't care if I get super chats. You don't see me spring out like, why don't I get super chats? And when you do send me a $50, I spring out anyways. Like, what the fuck, dude? So the point is caring about the games and letting people know, hey, this is what's going on. This is what this is all about. If not fucking clout, but that's what we're getting now.
Yeah. It's all about the cha-ching. Although that might even be going away because I had to go digging this up. YouTube's getting rid of the subscription tab in a new test. So subscriptions might even just like the bell might be going away. Who knows?
And you know what? It's fair. I understand a lot of people got used to building or do this for the extra money because they need it or it's their livelihood. That's fair. That's fine. But you know what? There's also Patreon. There's also because that's what we used to do a while back too in the 2010s. Subscribe to my Patreon. A lot of content creators still do that. Thank my top Patreon supporters. They still have StreamYard donation links and PayPal, chat app, all that stuff. Like there's ways to support your creator even that's gone. I know not a lot of people can do it because the convenience of the super chat of all this stuff. But a smart and intelligent creator who really wants that money is going to find a way to ensure they get that money and then secure their business. Me, I'm medically retired. I don't give a shit. The money that I get goes to stream channel upgrades or or something for the community.
I just do it to play games and hang out.
Yeah, exactly.
Like my Cyberpunk streams, I don't think I had but two concurrent viewers the last couple of days on any of them.
That's probably more than quartering at this rate.
But I still kept playing.
Yeah. The thing is like, what are you doing this for? If you're like you and I talked about it before, Bo, it's like you're saying, stream because you want to stream. Don't worry about the money. That comes later. Like, I'm not a very successful YouTuber, and I just don't care if I do. I get concerned when I see zero. I'm like, it's like, did I advertise everything right? Or who's contesting me, right? But I still continue to stream, even if I'm talking to myself and I see 0 viewers. But
I won't deny it does get a little disappointing if you see those numbers. Like, come on, but it's not why I do it.
But you know what I'm proud of? All 22 viewers here live right now.
Nice.
Yeah. It's like last time it was 10. So I actually am grateful for even just one viewer because that means someone's listening to the message, even though that one viewer might be the Botrix. I don't know if they count the Botrix thing, but there's an eyeball with number 1, not a 0. So I'm happy. But moving on, I want to showcase something else for Subnautica 2.
Yes.
Now I didn't go through the whole list of things because I'm glad we didn't because obviously we started late. But Subnautica 2 mods. We have a 3rd-person camera mod for Bo. We had a 16-player co-op mod for Karis, a field of view slider, and killable creatures for everybody. So their mods are coming out addressing the shortcomings or the we're not doing this from the devs. So you can always mod it. They actually said, to be fair, they said you can mod the game.
There you go.
They're modders themselves, which we're going into that later on. We're going into that.
We're going back into the era where, like, for a time we had lost that window. Like, we had the Quakes and the Dooms. You know, to this day, people are still doing the Doom mods. I can't remember the format name. MPQs. They're doing MPQs. Then we had the Half-Life, those mods. Then we had Half-Life 2s, and I think there was probably some other game. World of Warcraft had mods. But then we like lost the window for a time where there wasn't really a big one. Team Fortress 2. We're getting back into the window of, yes, mod it. We're not going to do it. You know, it's kind of like a backhanded compliment of fucking do it yourself, but
yeah,
you can do it yourself.
Yeah, you can. That's their thing. And here's the thing: I think a lot of companies put the mods thing in there because they don't want Gunner mods. But you poor fools, you don't understand. We're men, right? For one, we're gonna go if we goon off of warships. There's an anime about warships and blood cells. There's that anime. They turn women to like that. There's going to be if you don't do it, there's going to be someone that makes the breast slider bars, the physics, all that stuff, right? And it's just going to happen. The thing is, you didn't make it. Someone else did because of their gameplay taste, and they share it with everyone else. That doesn't mean a kid is going to download that game. It doesn't mean that you endorse it. You could say, and this is the catch-22 here. This is what happens when you say license, not owned. Because when you say that you own your copy, right? And people say, "Oh, look, they're making these Gunner mods on your game." They're like, "That's their copy of the game. We didn't endorse it. Whatever they do with that, they could take it out, put it on a thumb drive, and burn it in a fire like they did in the old days for Mortal Kombat. We got what we wanted, your money. You got what you wanted, your product. We're going our separate ways. Everyone got what they want. But when you say license, yeah, you had this problem. The thing is, you can't control it. I heard Bo, I think.
Control. That's why they want it licensed, because then if you're making a mod that they don't like, they can have it yanked.
Yep. And what happens when they suddenly don't like killable creatures mod? Because they said they don't want you to kill creatures. They want you to solve your problems passively.
Now, then isn't that the job of the developer to change the game to prevent that?
Yeah, they changed the original, but like the mod, right? There's a mod to change the game, so you could kill these creatures, right? So what is all of a sudden they don't like that mod? Because people are getting that mod to make the game better, right? They cancel that one. Are they? We'll get into that because that's actually a good conversation. We're stalling again. But you know what else isn't stalling? Or horse.
Yep.
You might have heard the rumors, but it's time to reveal what we are working on: an open world middle RPG and a new Kingdom Come adventure. We're excited to tell you more when the time is right. So yeah, they're working on 2 new games. So you have I did say that there's a 3-part for Kingdom Come Deliverance, and I've played both games. I love the game. In fact, speaking of mods, they didn't have physics in the game, so I added breast physics from a mod, right? That's it's the only mod I made. The only change I made is I didn't want stiff boobs. I wanted something more natural. I didn't even get to like the maximum jiggle effect. I got something that was realistic. And then they have an open world Middle Earth game. So yes, Frodo, while Henry might say he's often hungry, we're definitely going to hear it with the Middle Earth. I'm so hungry. That was Henry saying that so much that it became a meme within the community. I'm so hungry. Damn. And yeah, this game, when I played it, the Kingdom Come series, I would have to have snacks because of how many times he would say, "I'm so hungry." It would get in my brain that I'm like, I'm hungry now.
It's kind of like an abiotic factor. Eventually, like not even eventually, but enough times you're going to hear a character say that I am detecting a distinct lack of snacks, and it's just burned into my memory now.
Oh no, abiotic factor. It did something different for me. I need to defecate. I need to go take a shit.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I
Like-
need to use the
This
facilities.
is why I'm so glad. Like, I love the game, but this is why I'm so glad we're at end game. I'm like, finally we get through this, because I don't know how many times. Like, I noticed, I was watching my feeds. I noticed when we did Abiotic Thatcher together, I would use the bathroom twice as many times than before because of that.
It's
But
just subliminal programming.
yeah, but while this makes me so hungry, and Abiotic Thatcher makes me use the bathroom all the time. Do you know what makes me thirsty half the time? That's a cue. That's a cue. Subnautica 2 is part of the Steam Ocean Fest from May 18th to 25th. That's 2 more days.
Yep.
I don't know if you covered this because we were talking about it, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna cover it for DragonCast, whatever. Subnautica 2 below are 75% off. Pick up complete or deep ocean bundle for an extra 10% off. I actually looked at it, and it's like $40 for all 3 games if you get the bundle. $40.
That is pretty good.
Yeah. It's like give or take a few bucks, but still roughly around $40. I'm actually giving y'all the link to the thing. But yeah, there's stuff like that. But yeah,
And
so
let me just also add, Ocean Fest isn't just like it's all kinds of ocean. There's probably a bunch of Echo the Dolphin. There's other games that I've never seen or heard of that are in that sale. Some really interesting games that are $20 or less.
For me, I just went and picked up a few games. I typed in Ocean Fest on X, and it was flooded with comments for people wanting to get the free copies of one game. So it's like, I'm not even going to go there. There's a Pirates game, not Windrose. It was another one. There's that one out there, which had a contest going on. Then there's also a fishing game.
Yes.
Which we don't cover very much. And I do like to acknowledge all types of games, even though I'm not a fishing kind of gamer. I'll do it in the RPGs. I just won't do an entire stream of just fishing. So Fishing Valley is part of the Steam Ocean Fest. You can add it to your wish list. Start your journey as a novice angler in a charming 2D fishing adventure full of ocean trips, lively havens, quests, and over 30 fish species to catch. Complete with missions, upgrade your boots and gear, customize your character, decorate your aquarium, and enjoy a relaxing story drifting experience that does not remind you every 30 seconds. Oxygen. Yeah. So there is that. And
I'm disappointed that Dredge, which is also a fishing game, that is not on sale. That might be part of the fishing Ocean Fest, but I'm just gonna plug Dredge because I love that game.
Yeah, that's fine. Plug Dredge was a really great movie. Oh wait, that's Judge Dredge. Never mind. Oh yes, I heard about that. Now I just recently heard about that because I was focused on EULAs, so I am not covering it now until I get more information. But yes, I'm pretty sure some streamer is going to cover it. UFA Omega, hello. Wait, what is that? Is that Hypnotic and a?
Oh, Hypnotic on life support. Holy shit.
UFA Omega, could you send me that profile picture? Because if I try to zoom it out for my clips, it's going to be pixelated as all get out. But that's hilarious. I want to clip that.
I'm just going to snip that, zoom in that you got. There we go.
Yeah.
Hypno Death Bed. There, I'll send that to you later if he doesn't.
Yeah, he said sure. So
has Hypno seen that? I'm sure he'd get a kick out of it.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Oh yes, Hypno would fail at everything. Let's just be honest. But anyway, speaking of failing and dying and all that stuff, we got this one. Dive or Die demo is playable during the Steam Ocean Fest with a brand new update. Every descent is a deadly gamble. Dive or die in a cursed abyss, face eldritch horrors. Yes, eldritch horrors. To uncover mystery of the Black Rain. Yeah, why can't it be White Rain? I understand, but there's probably reasons for that. That could probably turn it into an AO only game. But you scavenge, upgrade, and recruit and sacrifice. So there's sacrifice in the game. That's probably not what they mean, but I'm going to take it as human sacrifice. I saw your reaction, Karen.
Yes, because I got Iron Lung vibes from this. Serious Iron Lung vibes. This also is like was it Barotrauma, the submarine game, where that's also like a cosmic eldritch horror. This looks good.
Yeah, it does. I saw it too, and I went and I had to, because like they just showed this part. I had to go look it up for more information. That's why I got the eldritch horrors and stuff that comes from the Steam page. I was like, oh, cool. It's like a Diver Dan / zombie apocalypse game. That's what I got from it.
This would be particularly scary for me because flashing back to Subnautica, one of the few times I really felt vulnerable in the game is when I had to leave my Seamoth to go in somewhere and I knew the Leviathan was nearby. That was like a chilling moment where it's like, where is it? Where is it? All right, he's gone. We're going. Like that was something I had to plan. So just like swimming around in this ocean, this looks disturbing and that intrigues me.
You know what? I think as the devs for Unknown World might have heard about your experience, but they have something for you now. It's Subnautica 2. Just remember that poster, that kitty cat in the water with his cute little fishbowl for a helmet saying, just keep swimming.
Yep.
If you start getting scared, just remember that picture. Just keep swimming
until you die.
So what if you swim right into the Leviathan's mouth? So what if it grabs you by its tentacles and rips you to shreds? Just keep swimming. Because when you can't swim no more, you're not going to worry about it because you're not going to feel anything because you're going to be dead already. And then reprinted.
Yes. Which is the weirdest lore to write, but it's very Soma-like.
It seems like it seems like it does really, really love 3D printers for some reason. We could 3D print people now. But you know what you can't 3D print?
Me.
The fact that Voyage of Nera is 34% off on Steam Ocean Fest until May 25th. I brought this one as a shout out. We did cover it before, but they shouted out one of their players. If you're looking for a game with a cozy base building, underwater and island exploration, and survival systems, co-op fun, in a magical ocean world to get lost in, Voyagers of Nera is probably worth a look at. We're 30% off on Steam Ocean Fest until May 25th, and thanks to Sarcastic Temper from Discord for this amazing base build. So they shout out one of their players on their Discord.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that will always get you do stuff like that for your players. I will always try to shout that out because I'm like, that's something we need more of. That used to be a thing. People would send like even Gary Gygax questions and letters and stuff and their fan art of their characters, and he would write them back. Right. So we need more of that. We need more devs trying to like getting in touch with their community, not in a corporate sense, but just even on a one-on-one. Hey, thanks for this person for your build. Luminary, the Desert Luminary, you know, they sent me DMs like, oh, about the Hall of Heroes and this and that, which we covered last week. So yeah, it's one of those things where they like we want more of, or the gamer community and the gamer devs interact with each other. That's what fosters and builds a community, not this, oh, we know you guys love this, so how about this sloppy version of it that if you don't like it, you're sexist and racist, because studies show this is actually, you know, more realistic. You do realize this is a game. You're focusing on the wrong portion of realism. It's like, let me just put it that way. Yeah, you need to have some sort of realism in games that the player can relate to. Got it. You're focusing on the wrong part. That does not work. That studies have shown does not work.
The coziest survival game that I've ever played was Conan Exiles.
I was waiting for that. It's cozy for him because he was surrounded by big boobs and great ass.
You got me on Discord, right? If you because I know we talked on Karis' Discord, but I'm on Discord, so you can even it's like if you're not in my Discord server, just ping me on Karis's, and if Karis doesn't mind that, and I'll grab it from there after this show. If you can't get me in the DM, because
I'll be
I know
back in
my
a few.
TC
I
is
got a
on.
dog pester me to go.
Okay, don't worry. So now we got the upcoming games. First starting with good old games.
Yes.
Good old games. I just grabbed random ones. So this was earlier in the week. I think I grabbed this one. Long week. A little glimpse sounds pretty good right now, huh? Luckily, log away. It just arrived on GOG. Take a cozy break to recharge batteries before Monday hits us again. And you know there are certain cat people that have a case of the Mondays.
Yep. I'm sometimes one of them.
Yeah. But I brought this in there because look at the visuals. Look at that. I never heard of this game. I won't lie. But still, it looks pretty cozy. Looks pretty cool.
Whoa, hold on here.
Mm-hmm.
So, look at those trees.
Yeah.
Those trees, like, there's only a handful of spots where I can potentially see some repeated textures. This person not only made this thing, but they also wrote, like, those textures probably might be similar. It's like the fourth down from the third up.
Mm-hmm.
But this person rotated these trees, it looks like.
Yeah.
That is fucking impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's those little small levels of detail that makes the game really pop. But you know what else pops?
Soda.
Yeah, that too. But how about a deep snow delivery? Where this indie dev is making a delivery game where you navigate a frozen wasteland in a military tank. Literally, you're like an Arctic postman with a tank. I saw that. I'm like, yes, I want this. I don't care if it sucks or not. I like the concept. I will play this game. Give me this game because this is like my fantasy. Like when fantasy was like, I remember like when I was still in the military. It's like if I get a job, I hope I can buy an army tank. And my platoon sergeant was like, "Why would you do that? Why would you want an army tank?" Like he was thinking like I was going to say something like 2A gun rights or like in case tyranny and all this other stuff. I was like, so that way I don't have to worry about the morning and evening traffic. You see a tank coming behind you. Are you going to sit there or are you going to move your fucking car? He's like, that's actually a good take. His brain froze thinking about it. But no, this really fits that fantasy for me.
I want to shout out Indie Game Joe for a moment. I'm following him. Yeah. This guy, I think he started the first big push for indie games, and he is one of those that does something that I really appreciate, that I've kind of snapped at some others that have like tried to, well, not really snapped, but I've like commented that they didn't do this certain thing, and that is include the Steam link directly below their comment.
Oh, you mean like this?
Yeah. Well, I'm not calling you out. I'm calling.
Yeah, I know.
There's another person who will talk about an indie game, and they will not link it. They will give the title, and you will have to hunt it down. And so I've started
a couple I follow that do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like what Indie Game Joe is like. This is probably one of the biggest names pushing indie games that I'm discovering.
Yeah. And yeah, he popped up on my feed one time because we were starting to do this really early on, but since I was constantly looking for games and also being still in the game dev circle of X, right? He popped on my feed. And I was like, well, this guy's more convenient. Not only does he have a game coming out that he's talking about, he has the link in the description. I was like, this helps me out. And no, shout out to him on that one. But yeah. Indie Game Joe, love the dude. He ever wants to pop in and say hi, I'm sure Carrick will fanboy him. I'll be like, great work for what you're doing. But let's get on to something about Guns and Dragons.
Yes.
Or is it Dungeons and Dragons? No, that's the sequel. Guns and Dragons. Ooh.
Did I do?
No. We're doing Guardians of the Wild Sky.
Yeah,
that's right after Deep Snow Delivery. I even did bullet format so it would help you out. I thought I did a nice cleaner version for you.
You did.
So-
I'm just stupid.
yeah, it's okay. I'm stupid too. We're all stupid. But yeah, Guns and Dragons, the developers of Guardians of the Wild Sky, are back with new gameplay footage showcasing exploration, combat, and more. Now, I love this game. This is like a dragon version of Pal World. Has everything like Pal World, but with dragons and floating. Look at that, floating islands. I remember this is the game where I made the modern woman. Remember that abomination?
Oh, yes, I do. I wish I had forgotten that, but you've reminded
I
me.
shared that on Twitter, right, or X, right, and the devs actually liked it. The devs
That's
actually
funny.
was like, "Oh, that's fucking cool." But everyone, I know you're saying, "But Levistro, can I get the game? Can I get the game?" Well, I understand it might not be in a demo, but you could definitely wishlist it. It's got dragons and wyverns too, but it's got dragons. And look at that, a floating land shark. Look at that. It's got everything you want and more. Plus, flying ships. Now, I'm not talking about like spaceships. I'm talking about like pirate ships. See, there's a burning wreckage right there of one. It's got everything.
That is massive.
Yeah. And you don't have to worry about. I just never tried to see if there's real humans and you could like catch them in Pokeballs. I haven't tried that in this game because once the spring sale is over, eventually they removed the demo and I don't even have it in my thing, which I was like, well, that sucks. But I hope they bring it back out.
That's the downside is when they have a demo and then they revoke the license. It's like, oh, come on.
Yeah. Just let me enjoy this build. It's like I will like a Guardians of the Wild Sky. Give me back my demo. Okay. Because this is one of those games I'm probably going to stream for a while because of how massive this world is. I want to explore it. I want to showcase it. Let me advertise it for free. I will advertise it for free. I'm not asking you for money or anything. Yeah. It's got dragons in it. Look at me. I mean, come on, look at me. It has representation for me in that game.
This is the DEI that we want.
Yeah.
Dragons, equity, and inclusion.
Yeah. All right, but we do have another game. We got to get through this.
Yeah,
like we're still making good on time, but still. Ghost Vanguard's latest trailer is here, featuring brand new gameplay. They're also going to be in a Bit Summit Punch. I guess it's over now in Kyoto with online Steam demos available during the event. And yeah, Ghost Vanguard. I thought it looked kind of cool.
Good old RPG Maker style.
Yeah, and people shit on that, but I'm like, you know what? There are some really good RPG Maker games that surpass anything AAA is doing. Yeah, it's pixelated. Got it. Yes, it's an action flip. Got it. But is the game fun? Is it good? That's the
what are they doing with it?
Understand. Yeah, because Dragon Hop, cutesy game, acid flips, but people don't understand. It's one thing I noticed. They don't just plop assets down like in some of these only go up games, right? Everything has a theme and a style as you go up, and the gameplay is addictive. The music is immersive. It lets you focus on the game, and it's $5, people, with achievements. And let me tell you, I'm an achievement hunter. One of the achievements is you need to reach 500 meters. I surpassed that without falling. I didn't surpass that. I'm still on my free time trying to do 500 meters without falling because of how detailed this game. It's challenging. It's fun. $5 Dragon Hop. Yes, I understand it says Dragon Hop, and I know in hindsight I say I'm biased towards Dragon games, but this game is actually pretty good for $5. But not a feature here, but you can find it in one of my streams from Sunday. Did you want to say something before I move on?
Nope. Looks good. Check it out, people.
Speaking of memes and games and dinosaurs or dragons, there's also Dinosaur Blade with a demo. So Dinosaur Blade is coming soon. They've announced that. I think it's coming this year. It's a Souls-like action RPG where you play as a Spinosaurus wielding a giant sword rebel dinosaurs armed with their own weapons. I remember seeing one with like Uzis, twin Uzis, a T-Rex, I think it was. Every victory unlocks strength, defeat them, or be devoured. When you play this, it's called Dino Blade. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. This all started as a meme.
It did.
Not the game. Just the guy was making his own animations, and it showed like dinosaurs with guns, dinosaurs with weapons, and people saw it and made memes of it, right? And I covered this like 2 years ago, and I think a year. I even told Hypno because he says I like Souls games. Like you might like this. Keep an eye on this, and it's popping up again. I covered for 2 years. I'm actually gonna. It's like I know I don't like Soul games, but I'm actually get this because this is a neat, interesting mechanic. This is something different. This is not a new skin, different skin over the same game. You're playing as a dinosaur. The mechanics I'm expecting to be different. The gameplay experience is going to be different.
There was a clip. I needed to replay it. Where? Oh, it's showing a full ton. Maybe not here. Here. I think this is it. A full ton Tyrannosaur just like does a fucking alley-oop 360 in the air, 10 tons hopping up.
Well, yeah, I guarantee you some of these dinosaur attacks are going to be hilarious.
Oh, I'm sold. Well, do we need to keep a list? We've got chicken, we've got goats, cats, dogs.
We got rabbits too coming up.
Rabbits, squirrels. We're getting close to 10 animals, people.
Yeah. So moving on. One of the games I'm excited for that I recommended is coming out in a couple of days. Fate Sweeper, the sword and sorcery fantasy action RPG that's similar to Skyrim and Elder Scrolls, has finally released a release date. We're talking June 2nd, 2026. The weighty savage fantasy action RPG with stars a Saki Druid, a warrior adept with melee weapons and magical abilities, ventures to handcrafted world where ruins whisper of past catalysms. And I hope we can mod the shit out of it.
Oh, I think so. Damn, that's some impressive ragdoll in there.
Yeah. But you know how you were talking about, chickens and bunnies. How about headless chickens?
That's a new one.
Is a game where you play as a headless chicken called Mark. Physics-driven platformer. The deranged farmer is chasing you, dodge traps, sneak through barns, and try to get your head back. Would you play this? It's called Mark the Headless Chicken. And you know what? This is funny because I grew up on a farm, and I remember having to do this. And my first experience seeing that, right? I was like, I remember in the past, I was like, it'd be kind of weird if someone made a game about like this. And then South Park did that with the whole stock market thing, or like, the fate of your money. And they cut the chicken's head off and they use the consumer, and wherever chicken lands, that's the fate of the stock market. I'm like, that reminded me. I was like, that would be funny if someone made a game based off of this. And what had happened? Oh, well, look. You saw this too, so wow.
Yep.
Oh, hi, Mark. Little shout out, shameless plug there. I see what you did there. But yes, headless chicken. Get it now, or I don't think you can get it. It's on Steam's. UFA member, UFA Omega became a YouTube member. Thank you very much.
Ooh, very nice.
Let's see. Something more sophisticated and shows that we value everybody. Yes, I like that one. I don't care. But yeah, thank you for becoming a member. But it's really inclusive and diverse. A gamer's backlog on Steam. And someone made a game about it. This indie developer is making a designing and organizing game that allows you to visualize your Steam library. How insane will yours look? It's called Box Room. Are you getting this?
Yes.
thought
I remember seeing this and I thought, my Steam library is so long because it's like 15. I got Steam like 2 years after. I had to make a new account, but I basically have had it almost since the beginning of Steam.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be nuts.
Yeah, and look at that. They're obscure. They got posters, books. But look at the even here the blankets. Yeah, I think it goes into your actual Steam library. So I don't know if I could stream this because of my one even Mikey, right? Because they send me Gunner games, and I mean very eroge Gunner games.
So then I wonder if there's going to be like an option to filter, if it can determine what is like an AO game and just not include that.
Yeah, that would be nice. But even still, I'm still going to the game and I'll play it privately just to be safe. Because like, you know how I was playing Dead at Cisco? It has the streamer option.
Huh. Nice.
Streamer friendly option. So it removes all the copyrighted content.
That is really cool.
I tested that out Monday. Fun game. It's a beat 'em up Guitar Hero. Basically, that's how I can explain the mechanics. Fun as hell.
Yeah, a lot of my games have 0 time played because I still had the physical copies, and all I did was transfer the key when Steam was first coming out.
Yeah.
A couple years after I got it, all I did was transfer them game keys over to Steam. And that's why they have 0 hours plays, because I played them years and years ago, but they're all on Steam now too.
Yeah, I think we can still do that. I think we can transfer it. And we're gonna see your DMs. But I'll get to them later. Thank you for sending them to me. But anyways, yeah, it's looks like fun. But anyways, the Dennis Disco, right? Like I said, they removed the copyright option. So you're like, oh, that's great, great game. Beat them up. I get to beat a black person up and not be called racist. I mean, he still beat my ass. Don't be wrong. I ended the stream. I could beat him ass. But you know what? Speaking of Mikey, because Mikey, I've mentioned Mikey for some reason. He sent me this game, which I also had in my list for the week. It's called Draconis. And he likes it. He was playing it last night, I believe. It's a new MMO RPG with gorgeous nostalgia, pixel heroes, and worlds. But he's RPG maker looking. I don't care. It's an MMORPG with gorgeous nostalgic pixel heroes and worlds. Look at that. It's an MMO, but it's like an RPG maker MMO. That's still pretty cool. How many times have we wanted to play? We play RPGs and we wanted to play for our friends back in the day. This is cool. Draconis, check it out. Get it on Steam. But this
does look good. I've been looking more and more into like, maybe I should just tinker around with RPG Maker, see what I can tinker up.
It's expensive. It's not a free engine.
Oh,
I have a copy, right? I've been using them for a while, since before they got sold to someone else, and they shipped on their website. But it shipped on their website, I could no longer access my copy of the engine. So I had to buy a license from Steam. So double dip there.
Thanks, future proofing.
Yeah, Kodakawa Corporation. No, you kind of need to know. I think it was Java, and
okay,
you're not really like typing a code in Notepad and putting it. There's like plugins you got to add and all this other stuff. I just stopped making my own plugins. I just started using other people's plugins. But still, if you're a level designer, right, or a graphic pixel artist, this is that's a good. I would still recommend the engine. I still love the old school JRPG style mechanics. But in case you don't, but you like anime, that's why you play JRPGs, and you're a hentai-san. This Singaporean developer is making a dungeon crawler action roguelike with monster girls. Yes, you heard that one. The ones you date grant you powers, and the ones you don't become the bosses you need to defeat. It's called Hell Heartbreaker, and it's out on Steam. I don't know if it's correction. It's out on Steam, but I don't know if it's. I need to start putting in if it's out or if it's not. Like there's when I say it's out of Steam, I mean here's the Steam link. But someone's gonna be saying it's like it's not out yet. I know someone's gonna catch me on that one. But
Nope, it's not out.
yeah. But yeah, this is you date monster girls and you beat them up and then they date you. You know, like well, I don't know if I can say it on YouTube and get taken out of context, but it happens.
Hashtag me too, Levistro.
Yeah. And I'm not mad. I won't be mad about that. But you know who but speaking about not being mad, this indie game is making an open world RPG where you build a fortress on the back of a living beast. What?
Did I skip it again?
Yeah, you skipped the game.
Damn.
It's okay. We'll come back to this one.
On the
Everyone.
back of a rat, I guess. Yeah.
You could. But yeah, the City Davis building RPG. You raise and bond with your beast as it evolves. Master fire, frost, lightning, and arcane magic. Your beast carries your home across the world. So it's like an Oliphant from Lord of the Rings.
I was thinking Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah, that too. Or a Discworld.
Also, like
It looked like a beast from Never Ending Story.
Yeah, it looked
Yeah.
like Falcor. You just build your castle in the back of Falcor.
Yeah, which is fine. You could do that, you know. But yes, links in the description for a few. I thought it was an interesting take on the open world base building genre. So, you know.
Can I
there you
add
go.
one to that?
Yes, you could.
I actually have. I played this one quite a bit, and I really like it because well, my thing would pop up. It's still work in progress. It's called
Eat that.
Go. Yep. You're on some planet, and you have to build your base on a moving train that you control.
I've seen that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they've done some updates, it looks like. That's probably why they're this is the new trailer. But yeah, it's survival. There is things, mostly robots, that try to attack you. You have to uncover the story. I can't remember what planet you're on. It explains that somewhere. It's been like a year since I played this. But yeah, you have to get materials. Cold will kill you. You will die from the cold.
Like that. He bitches about my weather mod for Conan Exiles.
You know, it's been converted over into Unreal Engine 5, and I saw it, and I was like, nope.
Damn. Yeah, that's my plug.
Well, I'm going to say this. Damn it, Karis. That was actually my Games We Find Interesting choice.
Oh, well.
Yeah, it's fine. It happens. It's rare that it does, but it happens. So yeah, like if I'm recommending it and Karis is benching it as well, it's a good game. It's something that's interesting. But you know what else has been interesting? How many times can you make people blind drinking your drinks?
Oh yeah. Come on, pace properly.
This is Moonshiner, a game where you sell moonshine to make a killing. It has its early access version releasing tonight, free demo, and 20% off. So yeah, it just came out. You develop your own recipes to create fine liquor that delights booze lovers, upgrade your equipment from handmade stills, and you'll have your very own moonshine factory. You can even use mushrooms picked from the forest or rat cartridges as ingredients. Yeah, I can't even speak. Yeah. So
Hold up a sec.
I'm gonna play. I'm getting this game.
Hold up a second. Is that the Schedule 1 map? Is that the model from Schedule 1?
Maybe.
That section down there, and also there's like the camera pans at one point right here. I don't know. Oh, that reminds me a lot of Schedule 1. It might just be like the same person who made it or something, but
maybe. I haven't checked. I just saw this today. I was like, yeah, I know I got a lot of upcoming games on this list, but you're getting added in there. You just came out. It looks cool. You could use a rat body as an ingredient and make people drink your moonshine made from dead rats.
Damn.
Like, do you know what kind of chaos I would do?
Oh, jeez.
Most likely,
My
moonshine would end up blowing up the entire moonshine factory I had. Look at that big 2D.
This is very similar. You can do crazy stuff in Schedule 1. You can cause people to catch fire. You can turn regular people and make them turn black. Like white people will turn black.
I haven't played Schedule 1 yet. I know people tell me I should play it. I was like, I will eventually. It's
a time sink. Have you played like Satisfactory?
Yes.
It's Satisfactory. That's how in depth it is.
I know it is. I lost views from that, but ironically, that I was playing Satisfactory when I got my 500 subscribers. So, yeah, I Hypno rated me on that one. But you remember how you can make rat cartridges out of moonshine, right? Or moonshine out of rat bodies. And we talked about headless chickens, and we talked about rabbits and all that stuff, right? I got another rabbit for you. Got another bunny rabbit. This time it's not a burlesque bunny. Johan is a stylish Souls-like game where you're a rabbit born from a medieval manuscript. I thought this was interesting because they actually show like some of those weird characters you see in manuscripts and tapestries, like monsters and stuff, like the big head with no body but has arms and legs. They're in this thing too. So it's like, oh, Redwall the game.
I was thinking like Brer Rabbit or Peter Rabbit.
They do get their inspiration from Watership Down.
So, see, there's that guy I was telling you about, the one with the head and the arms. But
jeez. Hang on, we got to roll that back. Oh, it was
probably towards the end. Yeah, there he is, right there.
Damn. It's the face of Bo right there.
Yeah. But remember, some of the manuscripts, they actually have a character looking like that. In some of the manuscripts and tapestry images, if you look online. I was like, oh, this would be kind of cool. So he brought back those non-existent monsters and made them actual monsters for a video game. That's kind of cool. And you're a rabbit hopping around, fighting porcupines. It's basically Redwall, the Souls-like game. If you ever read Redwall.
I have not.
Yeah,
I'm very uncultured. That looks cool though.
But that's it for upcoming games. And that ends our Dragon Byte session. And now we get to go into the main topic for discussion. So for everyone else, as you know, we have Moonbreaker, Warframe, Power World, Oblivion, Black Moon Fukon, Forza Horizon 6, and Subnautica 2. Now, I forgot to add this in here. I'm trying to pull it up right now. Give me a moment. See. No, oh wait, why did it give me? Why did it put? No. Why did this happen? All right. So everyone knows the conversation around the EULA with Subnautica 2. I made a video on it, right? For those who don't know the story, these EULAs came. Okay, here we go. I finally can load it in. So
I would say a good third of it is just in the background.
Yeah. But like, so PC Gamer came out with this one, right? And but the first one to start was Hero Gamer. Right. So I covered this article already, and the content creators were so shocked it came out like this about the news about this. But I asked the question, why this one? Why now? And because as you're going to find, as we mentioned, there's like decades of this going back to Neverwinter Nights in 1999. So it was starting to become popular that far back, right? That's what my video was mentioning. But they talk about this, right? Sorry, Chris, I'm a bad boy. And full disclosure, my video, when I was looking into it, even I and like Bel Air News, I think is what he calls himself. He does gaming
Mhm.
news. He even mentioned this was a common misconception with a lot of people that Crafton, because of the way they talked about the coverage of court cases, Crafton was no longer with the company. No, they still own under unknown worlds, underwears. Anyways, he says, "Sorry, Crafton, I'm a bad boy," and he goes through and he talks about it. Subnautica 2 and Crafton, right? And he gives credit to Reddit user Sick Poison on Stop Killing Sing subreddit, right? And just goes through this and talks about how every part of the EULA, right, is not even this. He's saying even this news article violates the EULA. Is what he's saying, right? And then at the end, going down here, where's that? Also important to note, Underworld Worlds is not responsible for this EULA. Then he mentions that part, right? But he acts like this was the only time this has ever happened. This is insane. However, what if I told you that's not the truth? All right. So some people are probably going to wonder, like, okay, what is Moonbreaker? Why are you mentioning that, Lavisha? What the fuck is this nonsense, right? If you give me a second here, I will tell you what Moonbreaker is. You can go look this up on Steam yourself. It's one word, Moonbreaker, right? But I'm going to copy the link and I'm going to put it here. If it lets me. Come on. Load.
Are you trying to load the Moonbreaker EULA?
Okay, yeah, it's still tiny, but here's Moonbreaker's. Yeah, here it is. So Moonbreaker terms of service, right?
Mhm.
It's actually see here, Crafton, right? Why am I getting lag? Wow. It's with Crafton, right? And if you actually go, I will give y'all the link. All right, if y'all want to go look this up. But it is word for word the same as Subnautica 2. The only changes is basically where the game name is. They just replaced the game name. It's a boilerplate, right?
Mhm.
And this one is 2 years old. Same clauses that are talked about in the PC game article for Subnautica 2. 2 years. All right. And when you're covering this type of thing and you're aware of these EULAs because you read everything because your dumbass signed up for the United States Army and you realize that what they say and what is going to happen to you are two different things. Like, I signed this up to serve my country, but what I didn't realize was I was an indentured servant. The United States government owned me. G.I. Joe stands for Government Issue Joe. Means government property. I was property. So
yeah, you could get an Article 15 for a sunburn.
Mm-hmm.
You could?
You could.
I believe it.
You could if you don't show up for formation on time, you can Article 15. They won't fire your ass. They own you. You can get Article 15 for not having your room a certain way. Like there's so many rules. It's strict, right? But my point is that after that, I learned to read everything. I told you the drill sergeant story about one of the soldiers got complained, and the drill sergeant said, "Read between the lines," and held 3 fingers up, right, like the number 3. I'll let you know. I'll let you figure out what's in between those lines.
Yep.
Yeah, I ended up using that when I was a corporal. I was like, I like that. I'm going to use that. It's like, I think that's where my snarkiness came in, is from being a corporal. But anyway, so Crafton has the same, like, you can go look this up. I put the link in the description for the EULA, but this is nothing new. All right, I'm not trying to downplay. I'm saying what I'm trying to get at here, and I'm not going to show all the EULAs, but if I'll bring them up if people want them. But it's a conversation we need to have. All right. And the first one is, why this EULA? Why now? As I said, this one's a copy from 2 years ago, and it's been going on for decades. And I know I know what people are something is like, Lavistra, this thing is not going to get enforced. Probably not if you're in Europe. There are two cases I mentioned in my video. I forgot to write them down. That pretty much says if a industry, if a company chooses, that's the key here, chooses to call their product a license, and you hit I agree, that's what makes it legally binding. And it will be held up in court. It will be held up in American courts that you agreed this is a license, not a product you own. And, well, are you sharing it, Scares?
I am, actually.
Okay, I'll let you share it. I don't want to get, I'm not a lawyer, none of us are lawyers, but you look into it, it tells you the same exact, like, you can't mod this game. That is also in Oblivion Remastered. You can't, you don't own it. This is a license. Go down to the licensing part. See if we can get that in there. Yeah, it's coming up here. Okay, right there, the first sentence. Subject to your agreement, like I said, you have to agree to this. And compliance with the terms, the company grants you a non-exclusive, revocable, non-transferable, non-licensable right to download, install, and use one copy of the game on one computer, console, mobile, handphone, device, blah, 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 blah. This is they also say this is a license, not sold. And you agree to that. You agree to that. You can find this in Oblivion. Like they talk about the modifying game. Like you can't modify the game. Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered has that same EULA part. Guess what? People modify it. You don't read the license. So at any time, if Bethesda wants to enforce or you can't modify the game, guess what? There goes nearly every mod that you like.
Yeah.
I actually got to use the bathroom here in a second. So I'm going to I just want to start the conversation here. But my point is like, this is something that we have to talk about. We've been talking about it for 2 years. The only reason PC Gamer mentions it is because Forenza Motorsports got beat by Subnautica 2. It's the #1 game. It also beats Mixtape. So when you enrage the journalists like that, when you get like anyone, when they get enraged, you're going to find the littlest flaw, right? And they're going to expose it. This wasn't a consumer advocacy. Granted, I'm grateful they showcased it. Don't get me wrong. But then you have also YouTubers trying to spin it as another thing as well. Like, but they're all shocked it's happened. Like, this has never happened before. I'm like, no, you don't bullshit me. You didn't read the EULA. You string those same exact games and hit I agree like anyone else. All right? I'm not faulting anyone for that. But don't act like this is a new thing when you've been ignoring it for years. That's my issue. And it's something that's happening in game where you have the choice. Like, I'm not saying don't hit agree, don't buy this game, refund your money. I was like, go ahead. I still clicked accept new to the new EULA.
Twice.
And I said in my past video, I want to expose this type of thing. Because imagine, guess what happened when people started talking about this? The new EULA came out. Okay.
Yep.
And
within a
we'll
week.
when I get back we'll talk about when I get back, but I'm gonna let y'all talk about it. I really gotta use the restroom. So
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, did you have any thoughts?
Like to sign the agreement to play it. I mean, it's not their fault that you don't read the EULA, but it is their fault they put so much legal language in it that no normal person would comprehend a lot of that shit.
Yeah. Which obviously that's done intentionally.
Done intentionally to confuse you. Because they know the normal, everyday, average gamer is not a lawyer.
Yeah.
And they're not going to sit there and read through all that shit, and they're just going to click I agree.
Because, like the rest of us, we downloaded the thing, we wanted to play it. We didn't want to read through 10 miles of this nonsense. But I'm curious about a couple things. The ownership part, I always like to read the ownership part. Like, License confers to you no title or ownership of the game, including any in-game items or service. That obviously I can't go and claim ownership over the scanner or the Tide Pod. Sure, Tide Pod. We'll go with that. I can't claim ownership over the Tide Pod. But just at a time when we're increasingly wanting to own our games, and I always tell people, find a way to back up your games. You paid for it. Find a way to back it up. I'm not going to tell you how, but there's ways out there. Should not be construed as a sale. That's always interesting. Construed. That's very interesting legalese, as a sale or any rights in the game or services.
To me, if they're going to have this kind of stuff, then it needs to be a subscription, a monthly subscription to play their game, not a full-on $70. Oh, but you don't own it. No. If you're going to have this kind of game and have that kind of rule on it, then it should be a subscription. But if I'm going to pay, $80, $70, $80 outright, yeah, I don't own the assets of the game. I can't sit there and claim that I made the game and stuff like that. I don't own the assets. I can't distribute it for my own profit. Yeah, I understand that. But I should be able to, if I buy it, then I should be able to, play it whenever I want. And I have to worry about it getting taken away because I've said something they don't like.
Yeah. Lore brought up something. Also, they probably won't be able to play the game they sold you. Yeah, they won't be able to play the game they sold you if you won't agree. Yeah, there's no disagree button. There's a cancel, I think. But you can't actually just not agree. And that's really
forced to agree to it, because even if you pay for it, you're forced to agree to it or you can't play. The game just closes.
Yeah.
Even if you pay for it.
In the case, I bring this example up a lot, and I actually found it during my unpack. You have to agree to the license to play this. I agreed to the license, but then they took it away from me. I can't play this legally anymore. I have to become a criminal in order to play this.
Yeah. And Dragneel brings up a interesting point here. You also probably won't be able to play the game they sold you if you won't agree. Now, these are Steam games. The Steam game's return policy is 2 hours. If it's after 2 hours of gameplay, you cannot refund the game. Well, clearly, I have over 2 hours of gameplay, and they changed the EULA for Subnautica 2. I can't, if I don't agree to it, I can't play the game. I can't get a refund. So it's just sitting there if I don't agree to it. Did I agree to it? Yes, I agreed to it. But the thing is like, I agreed to it, and I'm still going to play the game because no one reads these things.
No.
And then some people say, "Oh, it's always been that way." Yes, I acknowledge it's always been that way. I said how long it's been. I even cited in my video, and in a tweet we'll share later that streamlines the changes.
I think Steam should have an automatic refund if you disagree with the EULA, even if they change it 3 years after you bought it.
Exactly.
No, I'm not going to agree to that. Bam, get a refund.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not saying don't play this game because it has a bad EULA. All right, but Steam does tell you, for example, could you go to Moonbreaker's actual Steam page?
Yep.
But while you're doing that, do you know why I mentioned Moonbreaker? And yeah, it says crafted, but you know who developed that game?
I'm pulling it up.
Unknown Worlds. Now, click Unknown Worlds real quick. Actually, hold on. Before we do, I'm going to scroll down. This is something Steam does for you, just like with Denuvo. Right there, requires agreement to a third-party EULA.
Yep.
You can click that and get the EULA. That link that we shared of the Moonbreaker EULA is literally that link right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You can read all that, And I'm going to show you how I look for these things when we get into the Oblivion EULA. But go to Unknown Worlds Entertainment. Right now, go to, I think it's lists,
Yep.
and it shows you all their games. Right now, click on Subnautica, the original Subnautica. Scroll down. It's not in there. Go back. Go to Below Zero. That was their sequel, 2021. Scroll down. Unknown Worlds, no EULA.
Because these were independently released.
Go back and go back and let's go to one that's older.
Natural Selection.
Yeah, Natural Selection is a good one. Natural Selection 2. Unknown Worlds. Right?
Hang on. Ooh, hang on.
Oh, they do have a craft in. I didn't see that. I did
But
not see that. No
There's EULA.
EULA. Right. Now, go back and I don't think we have to go to the oldest one, which is like a Sudoku game they published back in the early 2000s. Go to Subnautica 2.
which
It has the
obviously-
EULA, but go back up. Look up developer and publisher.
Yeah, that one fooled me as well.
Yeah, that fooled a lot of people. But then when I looked more into it, I was like, oh wow, I was wrong on this one. But I'm still gonna say that the devs didn't initially publish this, but if they were smart, they'd go back to the Steam SSA. The Steam SSA also says license not sold. Now, here's the thing: even with your physical copy carriage, right? When you bought, let's go something older. Let's say Super Mario Brothers 3, right? For the NES. It's a physical license to play on the NES. You can't modify it to play on PlayStation 1 or any other console. It's meant for NES, right?
Yep.
That's why I'm okay with Steam's EULA, because it's licensed. I bought it for their store market to play on their platform, right? That's like, okay, I'm okay with this because I treat Steam like a console. It's a console, air quotes, for the
digital.
PC. Yeah, it's a digital console. So I'm okay with that. Now, when they no longer have Steam, I do expect them, just like with Stop Killing Games was mentioning, access to the game after they shut down. Now, I don't think Steam's going to shut down until Gabe is gone from this world. Hopefully that doesn't happen anytime soon. Hopefully I'll be like 1,000 years old and he will still be alive somehow. I'll give him half my heart to make him whole if I have to. If you don't understand that reference, I'm going to look at you poorly. Yep. So yeah, we talked about that. But now go to the I gave you a link to it. Go to the Oblivion Remastered EULA.
Did I actually? Oh, no, I didn't look that way.
Yeah. It's
There.
in the notes.
Yep. Copy.
All right. Now type F Control F.
What am I looking for?
And type in modify. Okay. Now, just so everyone knows, could you highlight the part where it says Bethesda or ZeniMax? It's like up there in the preamble up on the top. See, you even see actually you can see it here.
Oh, here we go.
Bethesda.net. Yeah, right. Bethesda.net turn to search. This is Bethesda's Oblivion Remastered. But now keep hitting the down arrow for the modified that you typed in. The down arrow up there, it'll jump it. Keep going. So here at the top. ZeniMax may no, that's not it. Okay, keep going down. This is how I find these things. You're not allowed to, in whole or in part, modify, adapt, translate, reverse engineer, attempt to derive source code from, modify, disassemble, decompile, or create derivative works based on the game, provided, however, that you make one copy of the game client and the manuals that accompany the archive only, and if you install the relevant game client, blah, blah, blah. basically they're saying you're not allowed to use cheats, software, mods. See it right there. It's at and D, right? It's the third modify. Use cheats, mods, or any other unauthorized third-party software modified in the game. You're not allowed to have mods. So every freaking mod that you download on Nexus or Steam or anything else is illegal. Yet, what does Bethesda rely on to keep their games going in between cycles?
That's
How many
Oblivion Remastered. Did you try looking up Skyrim and Fallout's EULA?
No, because I think it's the same one as this one.
They may be different because look how they encourage modding with Skyrim and Fallout and stuff. But they said from the beginning when they launched Oblivion Remastered, they were not going to support modding for Oblivion Remastered. So that may be why it's in the EULA like that.
Now, I'm going to bring a new one that I like that we just showcased here today, Guardians of the Wild Sky.
Hang on,
I'm not
there are Oblivion mods on Nexus.
Yeah.
And they're probably completely against that EULA.
Yeah.
I was trying to look up Skyrim's, but
yeah,
I'll get to that.
Okay, so this one here also has look up license not sold. There, see, this software is licensed, not sold. This is an indie game title, Guardians of the Wild Sky. And I guarantee if you look through here, they'll even say something like, you waive your rights to sue and you must do arbitrary to another court.
The funny thing is that don't hold up in any court. You don't waive your rights to sue for anything.
It will hold up in U.S. court. It will. Like the only reason why Ubisoft is having problems with the crew right now is they advertised the key would be active until 2099.
Yeah, they bit themselves on that one.
Yeah, if they didn't have that in there, those players would have been fucked. That's why that's why California has made laws like you had like in 2024. They Steam had already changed their SSA for this, and Steam also has that if you have a problem with us, you must come to Washington, Seattle. I think it was Seattle, Washington, or Tacoma, Washington, Bellevue, basically, and file a complaint with them there. You can't do it in your state. So there's that, right? And that's just Steam. Like I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying shame on people for this and that. It's the practice that happens, right? They're looking for their self-interest. Doesn't mean that Steam is evil. Steam still is one of the most customer-friendly corporations out there, and that's saying something, especially as an anti-corporate myself. The software would be copied, medium.
This is Skyrim Special Edition.
The software would not be copied, modified. Yeah, see, there's modifications there. You're not allowed to modify, right? You're not allowed to mod. That's what mods mean. When you make a mod for a game, right? Let's say
there's got to be some kind of exception in there for it, then that you're just not seeing because they allow the mods.
No, they just copy paste. The lawyers just copy paste. These are boilerplates.
What this usually comes down to is these are rules that are put in place, but the company will decide whether or not it wants to actually enforce them. And most of the time, as long as the player is being a goody little two-shoes, they're not going to enforce them.
Well, but if you make a mod and charge people for it outside of Bethesda's store, they can come down on you hard. If you're a verified creator that creates mods and uses Bethesda's store to charge people, they're fine with that. But as long as you're making mods and you're not charging people or your mods are free, using their assets, they don't have a problem. It's when you start charging is when they have a problem. Yeah.
That whole paragraph there is what Bo's talking about. No, down below. See, it says game mods.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. All right. But also, let's talk about games that we have praised. Like we sided with when Nintendo said, you are ripping off our game. Pokemon with guns, aka Power World.
Yep.
This one will give you a flashbang, just a warning. And use your license agreement. It also says it's from Pocket Pair right there in bold. Pocket Pair, we us. Go ahead and try to find licensed, not sold, or mods. Pick a pick. Not sold, licensed. Yeah, I praised them in a previous video about their gamers only mentality. But they also have licensed, not sold. We reserve all rights to our IP. So right here, we reserve all rights to our IP. They even Craft. I'll point this out in my tweet, but even Crafton acknowledges there's a difference between a copy and an IP. No one's saying that. No one's saying that when you buy a game, you own the IP.
Yeah,
they could literally say, "We own our IP. You own your copy." So you can do whatever you want with your copy, but you can't. You do not own a stake in the IP.
Profit off the IP.
Yeah. So there's a difference. Yeah.
I don't own this IP. I just own this copy. This is mine. No one can do anything with it.
But they also say you're not allowed to. They also own the game mechanics and that. But here's the thing, because it's kind of funny that they say they own their game mechanics, right? I'm not saying they stole it from Nintendo, right? But Nintendo's suing them for the exact same thing.
Yeah, they are.
And they're saying they own their game mechanics. But here's the thing, as a game developer, I'm going to tell you this. When we play a game and we like a mechanic, we're like, how can I add this to my game and how can I make it better? That's what causes a genre. Souls-like, for example, is a genre because people played From Software's Souls games and the one that came before that one. I forget the title of that one. And it created, because the mechanics for Souls-like, it created the Souls-like genre, right? Look for mods. MODS, just mods. Okay, just mod.
We reserve the right to modify.
We're looking for the modifications, game modifications. So there we go. Modify right there. And yet, what's on their thing? I'm pretty sure it's been about a month since I played the game, but they have mod support.
Yep.
Right? I think most of that has to do with people start making mods outside of their
environment
environment,
but they don't clarify that
for them, and
they don't
charge for them.
Yeah,
and
but
these people are making money off the free mods. They don't making money off mods, off their assets and stuff. I think that's what that is for.
But does that clarify that
it
here?
Could be worded a little better,
Yeah, they're not clarifying that here. Now, Power World 2, and we'll cover that. They do clarify that, right? But the best thing to do is not just have it in there, right? Some of the things are just basically double piggybacking off of previous things that we've already said, like browbeating. You can't own this game. You don't own your mods. You don't do this. Also, you're not allowed to profit from it, right? Let's go into.
I bet Stellar Blade. I bet Crimson Desert.
Yeah,
I bet a lot of them other games had that same kind of stuff. As long as you're not profiting off the mods that you're making with their assets.
Look, read the thing.
Yeah.
Read the thing.
I
understand what you're trying to say, Bo. Don't get me wrong. But let's not defend even our favorite games here when they do the same exact thing. Their exact wording is modify. You're not allowed to modify the game
I
at all.
understand what you mean. I'm just trying to tell you where I think they're coming from.
Yeah, I know where they're coming from too. I know where they're coming from too.
Put that in
but let's not defend them when they're saying license not sold and they charge you full price. Let's not defend the fact that they say, hold on. Let's not defend them. They say, if you have a problem with us, you just waived your rights to sue us. We can collect your data. If you have a problem, you have to go to a court of our choice, not yours.
I'm not defending that. I'm just speaking on this one specific.
Oh, I know. You're defending the mods. I'm saying I'm not going to defend any of it because this has been going on far too long. They get out of hand. Scene. You remember Seen and Heard? He told me a while back. He put up a very interesting thing. Someone printed out the terms of service for Facebook. Right.
Ugh. Oh wow!
It was so freaking long. It went across the room multiple times. when they
Jeez.
printed it out, right? That's just Facebook. That's just Facebook. That's not YouTube. That's not X. That's not anything, right? This is a common practice. Now, granted, no one's saying that you own Facebook. Like, we're not arguing that Facebook. Social media is a totally different beast. We're not getting into that. But ask yourself, why did no one talk about this, right? Because we're going to get into what you're talking about, your defense bill. We're going to get into that soon. Let's go into another one that people praised. It was it was an indie game that sold thousands of copies, was robbed of Game of the Year, right, in 2024 by Game Science because IGN decided to slander them as a sexist, misogynistic company. Black Myth Wukong.
Yep, I think that's okay. Get out of the flashbang.
Now, it says game services last night sold. I won't even go into the modified because we're hopping on that. Try to find the court. Type in court because I think that's the one we're going to cover here. It's an event of
Only
any
one
dispute arising for the agreement. The party shall first attempt to resolve it amicably through friendly negotiation. If failed, both parties agree to submit to dispute to the competent people's court in the jurisdiction where this agreement is established for adjudication. Basically, they're hinting China. You have to go to China if you can't come to an agreement.
Rip.
All right. These are all in there. Let's go into Lords of the Fallen, another one that people are praising, right? Because they're putting players first. But this is going to make you question that. This is Lords of the Fallen, right there. Lords of the Fallen GTS. Type in sold.
Nothing. There's
Really?
the word sold is not anywhere.
How about license? Because there you go. Okay, scroll
One.
down. No, scroll down right here. CI Games grants you a personal, limited, revocable, non-exclusive, non-transferable, non-assignable license to display, view, download, install, play, and use Lord of the Fallen to your personal computer, games consoles, and other devices and platforms strictly authorized by CI Games, depending on the particular device, system, platform. So the license goes to the platform, right?
Yep.
You are not authorized to give, sell, lend, gift, assign, sublicense, or otherwise transfer the game to someone else. Hey, Karis, if I wanted to buy your GoldenEye Nintendo 64 from you, did you agree to a license that says you can't do that? It's your copy of the game.
It's my copy, but there was no EULA to click agree to. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
Did you sign it when you bought your copy? Did you sign a license? Because it was pre-owned, right?
It was pre-owned, so the
Yeah.
license was transferred to me.
Yeah. It was a physical license. That's what people forget. That, like, people say, "Oh, this is just for digital." No, physical license. We talked about before. All right, Lords of the Fallen, right, is telling you you don't have the right to do what you want with your copy of the game. All right. They also have, look at the court. Let's see if they have the court clause, because I think we had to modify it before and not on that one. It is exclusively under the jurisdiction of the courts of Poland. You have to go to Poland if you have a disagreement with CI Games.
Better brush up on your Polish.
Yeah. So
Damn.
there's that, and there it is, binding arbitration. There's another that's in there as well. Now, I'm not trying to trash on the game itself. No.
This is just the reality that
This
people
is real.
don't think about.
That's the reality.
Yeah. And the thing is like, what happened? All right. I put my tweet in there in the private chat. What happened when PC Gamer and all these content creators started talking about the EULA? They agreed. They said they were shocked and appalled by it, right? They said they were shocked, I say, right? And then they said they had no plans on enforcing it and they were going to get to work on it and they were going to fix it. Well, lucky for y'all, I read it. I'm not a lawyer. You know who's better qualified for this off the top of my head? Legal Mindset. He's a lawyer. But I'm looking at it as in the layman's terms, just like you. This is what I'm translating. All right. So I even tagged them on this one, and I asked people to share it. Some people did share it. You know, if you want to share it, you know who I am. Totally not Levistro, but I quote treated them, and I said, "Here's the honest breakdown with receipts 1 out of 14. Actually, it's 1 out of 15." So let's go to the first changes, Carrots, if you don't mind. Oh,
Sorry, struggling.
yeah, I get you.
Here. Oh, your
All right.
footnotes.
So here in the preamble, it says published by Crafton. After the court drama and Steam page change, this feels misleading. Which is it? Are they involved or not? Who actually wrote and is accountable for writing this? I want to know. Is it Unknown Worlds? Because they're the ones that say they're going to fix it, right? Or is it Crafton? And if it's Crafton, why aren't they added to the Steam page? You need to come out and come to light on that one. Because now I'm already having a bad, I'm like, oh no, oh shit, it's going to be bad. Now I really am reading the license. The next one, game is licensed to you, not sold. This was a huge complaint still in the TOS, right? It's still in the TOS. It's still a complaint. And we're going to get back to this in a little bit, right? But I point out here, per Pro CD versus Zeidenberg 1996 and Werner on Autodesk 2010, when companies label a license with transferable restrictions, clicking I agree makes it binding, meaning they can say it's a license. They can choose to call it a license, not a product. They decide that. They decide that. You just humbly agree. It's a predatory dev win. Going down. Limited license, one rule device. They reworded the one rule device to sound fancier. May not be accessed or operated on more than one device simultaneously. But it's the same exact restriction. There's no real change. They just changed the words. You are still restricted to one device.
I'm thinking of George Carlin. Somehow you change the name of the condition and change the condition. Well, guess what? That don't fucking work that way.
Yeah. All right. And you keep going down for 15. All right.
Damn it. Mouse.
Ownership contradiction. In the new remote play section, they say your copy. Look at this. Your copy of the game. I quote that. That's in the license. Your copy of the game. Your is a possessive term. Your copy. Your copy. All right.
That's a mistype then. That should be your license to the game.
Yeah. Licensing. They say your copy. Everywhere else, they insist on ownership. They clearly know the difference between the IP that we talked about before, right? And a copy and make that distinction. They chose not to make that distinction. And I had to keep it within the character limits, but they chose not to, meaning they chose not to acknowledge that it's your copy, it's a license. But they know there's a distinction between the two. Your copy of the game is your right to do anything they want. Ownership section, number 5 again, scrolling down a little bit. They added exceptions. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's right. That's the right one. They added exceptions for fan lights. Now, they were so restrictive, but instead of removing those restrictions, they made an additional word salad page just for for fan guidelines. All right, I'm gonna let you know they made another guideline page. Let that sink in. So now you have the terms of service, the privacy policy, and the fan policy or guidelines.
Guidelines are not they're suggestions.
Yeah. But still, they consider it legal. Like you have to do it has to fit within this guideline. All right, we're going to cover it. You don't own the game or its IP. Crafton owns everything. Only creators get meaningful relief here. All right. So if you're streaming it and stuff like that, because what was one of the main things? If I stream this, it's illegal, right? I can't stream this according to the terms of service. They're like, okay, you can do that. You don't have to say not by. You don't have to make this not by Crafton thing.
What's
you
that?
can't be playing the game and say, "Well, this sucks."
Yeah,
apparently
pull
not.
Your license.
Yep. Scroll down.
I don't own it. I can say it sucks.
Yeah.
I don't own
Section
the
6
license.
changed. The player submitted content and carved out videos and streams. Good for creators, but regular players can still get the same you own nothing treatment on in-game purchases and the game itself. Strong content creator win. I will admit that it's a content creator win. Modifications like mods, people who make videos about the lore, or like me making news game footage, right? And I'm going to get to why they did this in a minute. And it's still a major dev win. The devs still decide all that with the guidelines. Instead of removing those portions out, they added stipulations that allows you to breathe a little as a content creator, but still gives them control. Approved mods. They now allow mods to follow the fan guidelines. They can still ban mods they don't like at any time, i.e. kill fish mod or killable fish mod that we talked about earlier. And I quote it here: if the guidelines allow, it's still vague fine print. It's a partial content creator. What happens if they all of a sudden don't like the killable fish mods and want to remove it? They can make a stream an update to the guideline and say, well, according to the guidelines now, we don't want you killing fish because it's violent and this and that, or some political bullshit. It's a partial content creator win, a very limited player win, but still a major dev win. Scroll down to the next 9 out of 15. Social norms and speech restrictions. The broad, generally acceptable by social norms clause and rules against offensive words are still there. This is vague to police speech and ban players. Many players called this out. There was no change. There was literally no change on that one. Predatory dev win. They did not change it. So, Karis, obviously, I'll admit this. How many times have I violated this rule when we played together last night helping you out?
I think it's probably easier to list the rules you didn't break.
And why do I do that? It's just to blow off steam and have some fun, right? I'm not trying to be an edgy edgelord, or I actually share these thoughts. It's just allow steam and be fun and do a little shock value, but at the same time, just have fun, right? So, but if the devs came by, because here's the thing, the devs probably have access to our servers. I didn't think about it until
they
went live.
They absolutely should. I tell my Neo Team Fortress story?
Go right ahead.
I'll try and shorten it up. So for those who ever played Neo Team Fortress Classic, that was a Half-Life mod back in the late 90s and early 2000s. It was a modification to the game. And the developers had built a backdoor. It was built in such a way that I believe this is still active to this day. If you install Half-Life, you install Team Fortress Classic, you go find a server that is NeoTF, you connect that, you download some stuff to your client, the developers have written code into the server and client end so that any server that they connect to anywhere in the world, they can do what's called archoning or remote consoling in and have specific access to admin abilities. They can, whatever I'm trying to remember, they can do like some pretty heinous stuff. They can kick ban, they can do specific texting, like you broadcast some wording on top of the screen, which is something that admins like to do when they want to address certain people. But they wrote some stuff in and they put it for all of their Steam IDs at the time. And we found this out when I was part of a little club that one of the developers joined our server and was using what was called the TSA and blasting something out. One of the other mods freaked out, banned them. 2 weeks of like back and forth with the actual developers of this mod because they like walked in and thought they owned the place. Yeah, we banned them and removed their access from the server. But this was in late 90s, early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
This shit's been a thing for a while. Team Fortress 2 was developed in such a way that Valve can track where you go on the map, and they can likely sneak in and watch stuff as well. This is not new, people. Mm-hmm. These developers welcome to the game too. Famously, that developer bragged about having an interface where they could go and just ruin your game. Famously, Markiplier's game as he streamed it live. So yeah, the devs can sneak in on your shit if they really want to.
Yeah, that's the thing that I didn't realize. It's like maybe I should make sure that I delete or change those words before I log off on your servers, because it's like some of those base names, even though it was just be like a funny lol thing, could be taken out of context.
Oh, they would. They would.
Yeah. And I was like, man, I need to be more careful because like I wasn't even thinking about that even when I covered all this. Like they do, and I'm a game developer. I should know this. It just didn't click in my head, right? They could do this. All right. Going forward, going back to mods and content guidelines, right? Fan content creation guidelines. So this is where I started covering the fan content creation guidelines. So I summarized this. I literally was not going to add 20 thread posts. It was getting late in the night, okay, for everyone to know. It was getting late in the night. I read everything. It was getting late in the night. And I was tired, and I was trying to post a video. But I was so exhausted, I didn't post any video. I just did this and said, I'm done. Went and played. I didn't even go live. I just played in my chat group with Mikey and Karis and all them. Fan content guidelines. No mandatory disclaimer. Streaming monetization is allowed, right? So basically, originally you had to have a mandatory disclaimer. Now that's not there. Stream modification is allowed. Modding officially supported. Still restrictive, as the requirement is based on age rating. So I had to go look that up. What is the age rating for Subnautica 2? Now I forget the PEGI version, but for the ESRB, it's E10. Still restrictive. Okay. All right. So that could restrict violent mods. They could use that as an excuse to get rid of killable fish. Saying, "Oh, this promotes violence, and we don't want to promote that to 10-year-olds." My son laughs when he blows up the creeper and doesn't blow up himself.
Oh, he loves Spurcell.
Yeah, if I let him play it. Kids his age play Fortnite. But yet they're gonna make the argument, "Oh, we don't want to promote violence with children." So they can get rid of that mod. And we all know the background behind them not wanting to kill fish was because of Sandy Hook. Now, I was making a video on that. I'm going to let everyone know. Just because a game does not have violence does not mean it's woke. Yes, to be fair, it inspired the mechanics of Subnautica 2. But if you're going to say Subnautica 2 and Subnautica is woke because no killing, then you're going to say Paranormal Activity and Paranormal Cleanup is woke because of no killing. It's the same logic. Amnesia:
The Dark Descent would be woke.
Another one.
That is a legendarily famous game.
There are games that are not violent that you don't. For example, for Paranormal Activity, right? And I really need to get this video out. Hopefully I'll get it out there this week. But like Paranormal Activity, right? You're fighting a paranormal force. No gun is going to help you, and this is based on real world, not fantasy. So therefore, you're not going to have a proton pack. This does not exist in reality. It's basically that type of immersion, right? Like the ghosts. The only thing that's fantasy that's in the game is the ghosts are real, obviously. But to each their own. But no, that's the whole thing about this thing. It's like they give you guidelines and control what's approved, what can be done, how it can be done, and not it's not malware. Like that stuff is in there. Like they don't want the malware in there. Yeah, that stuff's in there. That would be totally understandable. But they still give guidelines. It has to be based on this age restriction. So let's say a content creator wants to have Calate's big beautiful bodies mod, right? CBBE for Skyrim. Let's say they want to make one for Subnautica with jiggle physics, breath sliders, all that stuff. That's not E10 friendly, so that's not allowed. Now, I'm not saying, people are going to say, you're doing a Gooner excuse. No, I believe that your copy of your game is your game. So if you want to have that stuff, more power to you. If you want to have cheats that help you unlock things, more power to you, right? As long as it's not with a multiplayer that makes it disadvantageous for everyone else, right? I
would have the mod like that in Subnautica 2 because aerodynamics.
Well,
this is a woke game. This little game sits on your screen, and every time you click or press something, the cat taps the table. This is a woke game.
Yeah, very well. But yeah, and then we go into the next one, the privacy policy. There's no change in our privacy policy. They added one nice paragraph saying data is de-identified. You can turn it off. Everything else, identical, classic. Here's an off button, bro. Response. Still predatory, just with better PR. Now, here's the thing. I played Jedi Fallen Order, and I did not know this was a thing. until I went into the options to adjust some of the settings and found there's a data collection that was toggled on by default.
That shocked me as well.
And I thought it was the only time that happened until I looked at other games. Yeah, here's my logic on that one. Karis, do you have a data collection on your N64 GoldenEye? When you play the game? Is that an option in the feature?
No, because back in the 90s, there was no option to put a data cable. You couldn't put a Cat 5e or a Cat 3 in a 64, so no data was ever going to leave.
Yeah. So that's interesting because they say that's to help them make the game experience better for you, to follow the bugs and issues you have, right? But as we just found out, they were able to do that.
Millions off your data.
Yeah, they were able to fix your experience, make updates and stuff based on feedback without collecting your fucking data. Even when the internet was a thing, this is I'm not gonna say this is a new thing, but data collection is new. And why are they doing that? Why do people say don't give out your data?
That's another source of income for them.
Yeah,
they sell your data to these data brokers, and that's how you get the spam phone calls, the junk emails, and all that shit.
And that's also why people start reporting that your identity may have been stolen. And you're like, well, I haven't been doing anything on my digital footprint's low. What the fuck? It's because you let them steal your data. You let them sell your data. That's what it is. They have all access to your information. And it's like, let me put it this way. In the Army, we were not allowed to mention certain things on the internet. And that was because the terrorists were insurgents. They would say, what guys say, I'm going to deploy this time, mom and dad, love you guys, see y'all in a year, right? Another one would they found out, they look at his profile. That's all he said, right? He didn't say where he was going. He said he's getting deployed. They look on his thing and they say, oh, he's a part of, I'm gonna make a random number here. Well, actually, no, the 101st Brigade, right? So he's part of the 101st Brigade, he's infantry. Okay, let's see how many people in a brigade. Oh, we can find out on Google. So you find out there's like I'm gonna make an arbitrary number, 1,000 people. Okay, you got 1,000 people coming in to deploy. Obviously, they're deploying to our country war. Okay, so let's see if there's any news about companies deploying this, that, and they might find military.com or someone saying, these are the companies going out to the southern region of Iraq. And then all they have to do is look in their local area and figure out, okay, which companies have been here for about a year and are about to leave soon. And then, bam, IEDs, mortar attacks, ambushes, all that. All just from that little statement. Same with data. You may not give a lot of data out, but when they get all that stuff out, the hackers can figure out who you are just from that little minuscule little data. That is not needed. That is predatory as fuck.
Gamers Nexus Steve made a comparison to that in one of his recent videos. I'm trying to remember the subject matter, but he got into the whole data collection thing where, yeah, basically you can do a crazy wall of pieces of people's data. You get like the last four of social, you get a last name, you get a partial address, you get a partial phone number, and you throw all that through an AI and you can eventually start to build a circle of someone's life.
Yep. Continuing on, right? So 12 of 15, other ignored issues. Forced California arbitration and class action waiver, easy account termination with no refund. All untouched. Weak liability cap, only slightly improved. So they originally had $50. Now it's whatever price you paid for the game. So if their game damages a $3,000 PC, they only refund $50 of it. But they have things in there that if you have malware that damages their company reputation, you're fucked. Financially, everything. You're fucked. So how's that fair for you, the player?
It's not.
All right.
It's not meant to be.
I'm going to say it's very rare that this will happen. I don't think I even heard of a game actually intentionally, unless like there are games, and Carrots mentioned it one time. I saw it in a few. We weren't able to cover it, but there are records of cases of malware Steam games. Right. What's the one you pointed out?
Beyond the Dark recently got taken off Steam because the best that we can tell, the developer like was hijacked or someone managed to acquire the page and then swapped out a piece of the code and actually injected some malware in there that went after like extensions, a bunch of crypto and stuff. Someone tore the files apart. I shared it in my Discord. It was really fascinating to watch. The guy just like tore the code apart, went into the DLLs, and yeah, it was some pretty nasty stuff in there. Just slipped in basically as an update to Steam.
Yeah. But still, malware, right? It's still rare, right? But if their game damages your computer, that you're not a multi-billion-dollar corporation. You spent years saving up and trying to get your PC upgraded to the best of ability. And then you have all these AI data centers coming in, buying up all the PC parts and hardware, making it even more impossible for you to get upgrades, more expensive because of rarity and bullshit. But oh no, they're just giving you $50 or whatever you paid for the game.
The counter to that, I think, would have to be you would have to have insurance. You, the client, the gamer, would have to have particular insurance that covers the destruction of your computer, which some insurances cover that, like personal renters insurance. Homeowners can cover that, but you would have to cover your own ass. But you're still going to have to go through the insurance company. Maybe the insurance company is going to go after the developer.
You shouldn't have to.
No, you shouldn't have to, but that's what you're going to have to do.
Yeah, but I'm saying like we don't have to do that. If we really want things to go back to how they were, if we really want our property rights, we need to start. Here's the thing. I am forgiving enough to say that most people have not read the EULAs. Okay, I'm one of those autistic individuals that does.
You're one of 5.
I get it. Right, I get it. But what I'm going to say is, content creators, you want content. Bam. Bam. You want to talk about corporals being sleazy as fuck? Bam. I'm not even a really good streamer. I don't have a lot of views, all that stuff, right? But you go out there, and this is the thing that pisses me off. You go out there and say, oh no, this is insane. This is predatory. Yet I can pretty sure I can go look at your live streams where I'm talking to you in your live streams and mentioning, hey, you don't own this game. You want to talk about that EULA? You're like, oh, you know what? It's a normal thing, Levistro. I guarantee you look at I'm not going to name names, but I guarantee you people could go find that out in the chats where they say that. And then yet same people act like all of a sudden they never heard of this before and how predatory this is. That's what pisses me off. You're not doing this for customer advocacy. You're not doing this because you love gamers and you want gamers to have their rights respected or anything else like that. You're doing it for fucking clout. And I'm calling it out. I'm getting sick and fucking tired of it. We're supposed to be better than that. Y'all do realize the reason why people watch us, right, is the fact that game journalists were doing the exact, like Bo was saying, game journalists do the exact same thing. Eyeballs for dollars, rage clicks. I am fucking mad. I'm genuinely fucking mad. This isn't some fucking rage click for me. I am fucking mad because I didn't know this until I started reading these things and realized that this is something we could cover. And we wanted to be content creators. Even before I became a content creator, we said we need to be better than games journalists. That's why people watch us, is because we covered these things. We called out the bullshit. We exposed the lies, the hypocrisies. And now we're just doing rage-based algorithm clicks. And we're more worried about fucking YouTube and a subscription button than what's actually going on for the regular player. That's what pisses me off more. You care more about the fucking money than you do about the fucking game and your fucking rights. That's what should be talked about every fucking day. It's how this thing has been going on since 1999 EverQuest, and how these devs looking at this, they don't change anything. They keep it going. It's still, I'll give you a little bit of power, but I'm still going to have all the power. That's predatory as fuck. And if you're going to sit there as a fetus attitude, it's always been like that, Levistro, and then make content late 3 years down the road and be like, oh, this is insane. You're just no better than a quartering. I'm saying it. You are a fucking loud cow. I don't care who you are, how much I respect and love you, and how much fucking contribution to the game. Great, you did good, got it. But when you see something like this and you act like you didn't know it before, or all of a sudden act like it's a big deal because PC Gamer covered it, and then you spend it for your own politics and your own clout, you're no better than them.
My theory is the reason why they started going this way all those years ago is because of GameStop, places where you could resell, and these companies weren't getting any money off them resales. And then you look at MMOs, yeah, they had to have something in there because about it being a license, because it was constantly online. It was an online persistent world. Well, what happens if the money dried up, the subs dried up? The company couldn't keep the game going, Yeah. So they had to have that kind of license agreement. But I think for single player games, a lot of that started with GameStop and all those other little stores that were turning in, people could trade off their physical copies and stuff like that. And Sony and Xbox and all them, they weren't receiving any profit from reselling the games.
Great. It may have started with good intentions, but so's the road to hell.
I think that's how it all started. But now, with all the digital format and the cloud, it's they want to watch and control what you play.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like they shouldn't be allowed to do that. You bought the game full price, like it was a physical copy. You didn't go on Game Pass and pay $5.99 a month to play a full price game and never play it again. You're not gonna. It's like going to Blockbuster back in the day and renting a video. That's actual renting. No, you're paying full. It's like going to Blockbuster now. Let's say Blockbuster still exists. You can like going to Blockbuster now and paying let's say $50 to rent a DVD, a full the same price as if you would have bought it. Well, that's corporate greed.
That's what I was saying earlier. I'll give just Crimson Desert as an example. If I just wanted to rent it, then I'll pay a monthly fee for it.
Mm-hmm.
But if I shell out the $80, $90 to buy it, should be mine.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the assets and the copyright stuff and all that. No, that copy should be mine to be able to play anytime I want, anywhere.
You do what you want with it. It's like if I bought one of my favorite books, Wheel of Time. If I bought a Wheel of Time book, right? It's my copy of the book. I don't own the story of Robert Jordan. I don't own your copy of it. So if I write in my copy, Randall Thor is fucking awesome, or Marin is fucking gay as fuck, right? Or something like that. On my copy, that's my copy. If I want to use it as kindling for a fire, that's my copy. I didn't burn the entire book. Like I didn't burn the story. I didn't burn the original manuscript. I burned my copy of it, right? So that's mine to do as I want. And that's another thing, because I took care of this as well. When you try to control everything, right, then you have to be answerable for why do you allow Gooner mods on your game? Because you said it's a license, not sold. So now you have to be like, oh shit, oh fuck, oh how do we do this? But if you said this is sold, not a license, and they say, why do you allow Gooner mods in your game? It's like, lady, we didn't make the Gooner mod. We don't make the Gooner mods. We don't do anything. We have no more right to tell people what to do with the copies they bought than a car dealership has on what color you paint your car. So why are you messing with us? We made the game as is, and someone made a modification to their copy of the game. It is not in the actual game. And you know what? Perfect example, hot coffee mod.
Duh.
Hillary Clinton got a big stink because of hot coffee mod for San Andreas, right? And the Desert Rockstar says, that was originally in the game. It was locked away from the game. It's not actually part of the game. There was a mod that you have to actually data mine it out to make it into the game. And she tried to make a federal case about it. She tried to make a law over it.
That's just her.
She failed utterly, right? The other guy was one of the guys from the 1990 Senate hearings. Joe Lieberman, I think his name was.
It's either Joe Lieberman or I know Jack Thompson famously.
Jack Thompson was the GTA lawyer on that one. It created, in fact, the AP, that policy was so bad, right? That the AP, and it was like Trump derangement syndrome almost, that the APA actually had made somebody, I think it was the APA, because Christopher Ferguson, one of the psychologists, mentioned it. They call it the GTA fallacy. The violence video games create violence is called the GTA fallacy, right? But you know what Rockstar did with their next title? Their version of Statue of Liberty has Hillary Rodham Clinton's face on it as a roast.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
that's right. Let me see if I can pull that up.
Mm-hmm. But while you're pulling up, hopefully you're not doing the same page so I can cover this. I scroll down for the last few so I can read it while you're doing that, because I'm going to finish wrapping this up. So I tell them, you made meaningful changes for content creators. Respect. We are free advertising that benefits you. We're just giving you more money, free advertising. But we are also players first. For regular players, ownership, speech rights, privacy, and rights, mostly cosmetic or ignored. These are predatory deadwinds. Suggestions: remove the entire extra Subnautica 2 EULA and default to Steam SSA and Xbox terms like the first games. That would actually show balance, because there the platforms determines the use of those licenses, right? So you're no longer responsible for what you sold the game to. You had the license to sell the game on their platforms, right? They can determine that, right? So when you say, "Oh, why this, that?" It's like, go talk with Xbox, go talk with Steam. We just made the game, and the kids played on that one. Go talk to them if you have an issue with it, because it's not content related. But if not, is Moonbreaker, like the game that we covered earlier, right? The Moonbreaker EULA, is it getting the same updated EULA, or is this just damage control for Subnautica 2's backlash? And I said this in my previous video. Your future actions will reveal more. And so far, it's telling. Predatory dev wins. Just putting that out there. Predatory dev wins. That's just the streamline. There's more in there that I care to explain. There's so much more that can be exposed on that content creators that are better, more experienced, and have a broader audience could do. But my point is, I'm talking about, because I want someone else to talk about it. And what happens when someone else talks about it? Another person talk about it. And what happens? Eventually, so many people talk about it that does actually have to make a statement and change the EULA. What happens if we say this is not enough? What happens if we say to everyone else that has these EULAs, bullshit, we're not doing this?
Yeah.
That's the change you want. And you know what? We have X, we have Twitter, we have YouTube. Why is no one doing it? I'll tell you why. Content creators want clout. They want their fucking ad revenue. They want their secret passes, right? Because there are some people that don't cover these things, right? They just stream, and they want their insider pass. They want their insider free game demo, right? All that stuff. They want that because that helps them generate clout and revenue. Then you have the game journalists who also want their insider passes and stuff like that. It is because the Gamergate virus is affecting the content creator, because the changes only affects and favors the content creator, not the player. But the content creators, just like the game journalists, also failed to realize we were gamers first. We were gamers before we became content creators. We make content on games because we were players. We were passionate about games. Or we were just wanting clout. Either way.
Yes, both.
Yeah. But I ramble. I rant. I hope I was not yelling into my mic. I'm deaf.
No. Well, and with a nice little laugh.
Yeah, so there's the Rockstar model of the Statue of Happiness after Clinton. And yeah, they did. It was also memed.
And it's, it's still there. They probably could retroactively remove this, but pretty sure it's still there.
They probably forgot about it. So look at that. It says, holy crap, that's Hillary Clinton. In response to seeing the statue's face up close, the comment in this question is read, holy crap, that's Hillary Clinton. They did that as a reminder to put her in the game, to troll her. Our game is violence, but you're not in it.
Good job. You're now you're an accessory. Yeah.
So that's all I'm going to say. Add on, like I could go through and talk EULAs forever. All right, I'm trying not to go into a circular rant here. But I really want everyone, all 25 viewers of you, and anyone who's watching afterwards on YouTube search or whatever, go talk to your other content creators that are supposedly care about games, that supposedly cover the culture war, and that's, hey, why aren't you covering these EULAs? This is great content. We need to know more. There's this psychotic, crazy, ranting dragon, a nobody loser that's talking about these things, and he's making some valid points. Maybe you should look into it. Maybe prove him wrong. All right. Maybe be a corporal shield and prove him wrong. Or maybe stand up for something you actually believe in and talk about this too. Maybe we need more people knowing about this. That's my call to action. And I rarely tell you to do these things, but that's how important this is.
It really does seem like we have. Who was it saying? Was it Lore that was saying what's the point? Based on this, like, I like the game. The game is fun. Subnautica 2 is fun. Unfortunately, it seems like I am breaking so many rules just to play the game, enjoy the game, share it. Like, there's so many hurdles that I'm tripping over just to exist within the game that seems fun for me.
Yeah.
And that's kind of that's a pretty sad realization that, compared to something like this, where it was pretty difficult. Like, it's easier probably to find the things that wouldn't. I had a thought process. I don't think it was working out. It's harder actually to find things that would be considered illegal for this than it would be to find illegal things in this game. And we're talking like 30 years of difference, I think.
And
that's
I was out there with the dog. I got to thinking what was said earlier about my example of Crimson Desert, and I was sitting there thinking, they could do a Blockbuster type deal with that. You know how Blockbuster used to rent video games and stuff like that? They could do a Blockbuster type deal with that on Steam. You could rent the game for a month, 2 months. You're getting charged monthly to play it, and then it'll be a rent, and then have an option to buy it. But if you rent it, you can't modify it or anything. You can't use mods or anything like that if you're renting while you're playing it. But if you rent it for like 3 months, say at $5.99 a month for 3 months, and then like, you know what? I like this game. I think I'm gonna. I'll pay full price for it, the $80.
Well, you're talking about. I think
once you do, then it's yours. Yeah, the assets and everything aren't yours, but the copy itself is yours. You should be able to play it on GOG if you want to. Because you should be able, like that game you just held up, you could take that game and go over a friend's house and play it on their console.
Yep, which I still can.
Steam has family share, and rightfully so. I tried to get my daughters up in New York, and I tried to get her on my family share so she can have access to some of my games. But their rule is, I found out a little while later when she could do it, is that you have to be in the same household.
Oh,
live in the same house. So I can understand. But they could have rules like, especially on digital copies, if you buy the game digitally, you can't resell it and stuff like that. I could live with that.
Yeah.
But this bullshit that you see on X about 1 million copies sold, 2 million, 5 million copies sold, it's all bullshit. They need to be legally have to reword that to 2 million rentals, 3 million rentals.
License, 2 million licenses.
Yeah. The way it currently stands, because that's misleading. It's not being sold. It's a license that they can pull at any time. There's a game right now, Battlestar Galactica. I can't think of the full name. I had to pull up on Steam to look at it. They pulled the game from being sold on Steam, and it was a pretty cool game. It really was. It did really well. They used to have tournaments and all kinds of stuff. But they stopped selling it on Steam. But Steam still allows people that have purchased the game to be able to install it, uninstall it. As long as you had purchased the game, you still have access to the gameplay files and stuff. I could reinstall it on my game now, but if you go to that game page on Steam, you can't buy it. And nobody to this day knows why this company pulled that game from Steam because they were still selling copies.
Yep. It was most likely a licensing thing, and no one announced it because what you talked about happened with the Deadpool game, which I own.
Mhm.
It's in my library, which means it is still accessible on the servers. But you cannot buy this thing anymore. You could probably get it other ways,
Yeah.
maybe through GOG, maybe through
Hopefully.
other ways. But yeah,
And
it's
that's the thing,
no
is, like,
longer
I wanted to play
purchasable.
that game, and I never had a chance to buy that game. And when I was on Steam one day, I remember I wanted to play this game. I looked it up and I couldn't find it. So
Maybe I'll have to loan it to you if I can.
I don't think you can on Steam.
They still do the same subnet thing. We'll have to just set up a VPN. We'll work with it.
We'll see. We'll see. And if we're able to do it, we'll let people know that you can if it's legal to do so. We'll make it short so people can say, hey, if you had a Deadpool game and your friend wants to play it, you can legally do it. Here's how. But no, like how many times, and I'm going to shout this out. Thanks again, Philip Morgan. I've been seeing you posting it in chat. Yes, go help our mod, Sonia, and her with her doc. She's almost there. At the end of the stream, we'll pull it up again to see if it changed, right? But she's a good mod, a good friend of the channel. But the thing is, it's like, and I'm going to bring this back up to the tweet I said, where I said your future actions will show, more about you. It's going to reveal more about you, and that goes for us content creators. I'm gonna give the benefit of the doubt that some people didn't know, right? I mentioned before, everyone clicks agree without reading. I know this. That's why I bring it up. Okay. But now that you know, and this goes for everyone in the chat too, now that you know, your future actions will define you. Are you going to say, yes, Daddy Corporal, shaft me harder, Daddy? Or are you going to say, no, this is not fair? It's like, you don't even have, if you didn't get it from me, you don't have to credit me, right? Like if you found it from someone else, fine, right? But I would appreciate the credit of bringing this up if you got it from me. So bring that up, like Lavistra, right? I don't really want the credit, but I do want to be acknowledged that I've been saying this, like we've all been saying, like even though I've been saying for 2 years. If you look at the stream where I announced the stream's coming out, I tag Hattie, I tag Dash, I tag Bo, I tag Karis. Why? Because they're part of the DragonCast group. We've been talking about this for 2 years. Karis was Hattie's the newest character. I don't think he was here when we were talking about it originally. Karis was here when we were talking about it, and Bo was definitely here. And Bo and Dash are like the oldest members of DragonCast alongside myself, right? And we've been talking about it for 2 years. Okay. And that's why we have, and it's one of my favorite clips. That's why we had this one clip.
Are you saying you want out? Fine, you don't want to be part of this? Then just sign right here. No, you didn't read it! This says we don't ever have to let you out and then we can do whatever we want! Damn it, why won't it read?
And that's literally what every EULA is. They don't have to let you out. They can do whatever they want. Why won't you read? So if you want to be like Kyle and have your mouth sewed to an Asian guy's ass after eating a burrito and shitting in your mouth, and it shits into a woman's mouth, which basically is technically child abuse, right there. But you signed and agreed to it, right? Kyle signed and agreed to it without reading it, right? He agreed that they can do whatever they want. You are a corporal slave, which is ironically the whole story. The story of Sonark 2 is a dystopia, a corporal dystopia. They are wage slaves. They literally, every time they respawn, it adds to their debt. Every time they're reprinted, right? Sorry, spoilers. I'm not going to spoil too much. And the AI kills them off and respawns them. And in fact, some of the voice talks even mention about the perfect day. When you play Subnautica 2, you hear that. And when you think about the lore and the type of environment they're in, they signed an agreement to that. All right. That's literally the same thing here in real life. Yeah, you're not going to get reprinted, but you're saying you're okay with having your rights taken away just so you can play the game. But if you're treated unfairly, unjustly, and you get canceled or banned for the game because you said something wrong, Like, how many times have we seen people get banned from games? We talked about it so many times, and so many cancel culture, culture war correspondents, right? Talk about it, right? About this person got banned from this game. Well, let's go read the EULAs of those games, and we're gonna find they agreed to it, and that gives the corporals every right to do that. So, what are you going to do? Are you going to like talk about it yourselves? Are you going to ask those corporations to be held responsible? Are you going to ask your favorite content creators to talk about this and look into this? Because content creators will do it if it's trendy, right? So we could play that trap. Like, hey, we want to hear more about this. Can you look at this? Well, I'm not a lawyer. Well, this Levistro guy is not a lawyer. He looked it up and he found some things and simplified it. It doesn't take a rocket science. If you want a lawyer looking into it, like I said, there's legal mindset. I watch some of his streams. I don't know, sometimes he can be a law cow, but he covered the Jolly Somalia. I don't care about Jolly Somalia. It was interesting. No, he got what he was due to him, but what about EULAs? What about our rights? Yep. What about your rights?
These are all reasonable questions.
Mm-hmm.
I actually wonder if it's worth, well, he's a lawyer, so I don't know if this would qualify. If it's worth reaching out and having him on, like if he would even respond.
I messaged him once, and it was a while back. I forget it was over one of the things that was more where we were covering something legal. I forget what it was. It was a legal thing about games, and asked if he'd like to come on and talk about it. And it was during our interview time. He never responded, but I understand. I'm a small creator. He gets lots of messages. I'm not trying to make it sound like he didn't want to see me because I'm a small creator. It's my thing got lost in the abyss, right? In the void of massive DMs. And plus, he's very busy. But I also talked to other indie devs asking if they want to come on. I talked to Josh from Let's Game Is Out, and now we're not talking anymore. I'm waiting for his response 3 months down the road. I was talking to I don't know if it was him or someone that represents him, whatever. But I was trying to get him on because he's funny. Talk about his content creation, Lord. But I saw your message, Karis. But good news is we're wrapping it up because we did do 3.5 hours, so we're on schedule, like literally. But one thing I want to mention is I'm so passionate about this, right? That when I broke down and simplified the air quotes here changes of the EULA, I posted it in every Discord server I was in, and one of those happened to be Gothic Therapy. And Marmalade, right? Marmalade, I think she's one of the mods there, but she also follows me here. We were talking about it. She says, yeah, Master and Raven should hear about this. So hopefully they'll cover it. Because if they cover it, oh boy.
If they cover it, you gotta have them on. You gotta give them $5.
They're Jewish, right? So they don't do anything on Saturdays because of the holy day, right?
Damn it.
But I will let you guys know this. I have done interviews where people say, can we change the time or day? I will accommodate my guests. So if that happens, then what I do is I say, hey, Karis, Bo, these people are coming on. Do you want to be a part of it? Here's what time this time they're suggesting. Is that good for y'all? Right? So if you want to do it Sunday, guess what I'm doing? DragonCast will be on Sunday. If they want to do it on Friday, guess what I'm doing? DragonCast on a Friday. Also, Writing Raven also writes for WDC? It's the other version, not Bounding Encounters, but the other one.
Oh,
something Place, I think it's what it's called.
I don't know.
I can't remember. But I one of the reasons why I sometimes forget to stream on Sundays is because I like watching their streams. And Master TDS has admitted he has watched some of my videos before. So nice. I actually treated that with the clip. Like, we did it, Ma. We're famous. It was a joke, right? But it's like when you get that shout out from someone bigger than you, and you're just a small guy just doing a random thing. You feel that little proud that you said something that was noticeable. It says that what you said was impactful.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do this for you guys. I will. It's in every Discord server. If you follow my Discord, it's in there as well. But if not, I'm going to post my tweet. I'm not trying to show this here. It's just that no one else is talking about it. So this is the tweet that we just covered that shows all the things. You can go and make content about how I'm lying or how I'm technically whatever. Guess what? You're sharing my thoughts, right? So you can go ahead and do that. The worst thing you can do for me is not share this, not do anything, right? But that says more about your character and your actions. If you actually care about your game's ownership, because you're saying if you click agree now knowing this and not do anything, you're saying you're okay with being a corporal slave just to play a game. You're saying that you agree you don't have any rights. You can't defend yourself if something happens to you. That's the bottom line. That's the end game. It might not be the intention, but corporals we know have greed. It's been talked about so many times. But that being said, we're going to wrap it up with games we find interesting. So I have to find a new game because Karis did my recommendation, which
I ruined it.
that's fine. It happens. But I have a wish list of 1,000 wish lists. I might actually. This is the one time I'll ever do it. But I'm going to break my rule because, and I think I've earned to break my rule of games we haven't played. So I know
fine.
what I'm going to cover.
I created a paradox, and so just work within the paradox. Post what you want.
Yeah, because we got to wrap this up, and you said you have some things you got to do as well. And Bo definitely wants to play his Conan Exiles. So
yeah, that's reasonable.
So yeah, it's time for games we find interesting.
I believe am I going first, or does Bo want to go first?
Well, I'm looking through my wish list for one that I was going to do tonight. Hang on just a moment. You go ahead and do yours.
Okay. Mine is, I'm getting flashbanged out the ass. But I think, yes, this one does have. I have like 2 technical wish lists. There's the Steam wish list, and then there's the games I find on Twitter that I bookmark, and then I have to load them up on Steam later on. But here we go. Okay. Let's see here. Ooh, the other good thing is this one doesn't have a EULA. So like that. Nope, that's not it. We need to reshare. Come on, Steam. There we go. Good Steam. All right. This is Metazia. And yeah. There.
It's Metazia, too. I'm not apologizing for that.
Nope. It is. This art style is so fascinating. Bozo, that's developer apparently. We'll shoot him up. I didn't even read the description, honestly. I saw this art style, FPS, heavily stylized with some retro elements as well. But I saw this, like you got some healing. Like I'm pretty well, I can't really say if I'm pretty sure. It looks all hand drawn. But like some of this stuff looks like the way that it juts out, it kind of looks like the era of sprites, how sprites would just be like right there in your face, but it looks better.
Yeah.
And descend into a monolithic spiral-shaped hole where Hungary stood. Explore, hide, and fight. Evolve your body, scavenge the ruins, and uncover the mysteries of the final world war. Okay. So it's kind of like a Metro 2033 a little bit. But yeah. No EULA. I gotta add that. But yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye. I'm always curious now. Oh, they did repos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes sense. I've seen reposts before, but I haven't played it yet. So, yeah, that's something I like to start doing when I highlight games is like, has this developer done other things as well? And they have. So that's cool. But that's mine.
All right. Oh, you got
I
yours
got
ready?
one picked out.
All right. Waiting on you, bro.
Whoops, that's the wrong button. Oh,
I thought you shared a EULA. It's
But
like,
here's the thing I want to point out because while we're waiting, I want to point out they know you're not going to read it because look at the bottom. This is a Nautica too. Look at the bottom here where it says agree, scroll to end.
Yep.
I'm not going to read it. So they know you're not going to read it.
all right,
That's
y'all
how
ready?
scummy it is. All right. Yep.
Yep.
All right, so this game is called Nightingale, and I just picked it up the other day because it went on sale on Steam,
Mhm.
and it doesn't look like it's on sale anymore. But
Don't
it had
forget to
been
read
on
the
sale for
EULA.
like $13. Yeah, it's got the same EULA as what probably Conan Exiles and stuff has because this game is by Inflection, who did the remake, the rebuild of Conan Exiles.
yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yes,
and
this was
so
their
this is why I
predecessor.
was saying. This is why I was saying. They got survival game experience. Now, right now, it has received some mixed reviews recently, but I think that is because some of the development of this got stalled. It's been in early access for a usual amount of time, about 2 years. I think the development of it got stalled kind of, and they'll be probably putting some resources back to it because of Conan Exiles. But this is the original launch trailer. They've got several trailers, including some newer ones about updates and stuff that they've made. But this is the original launch trailer. And I found this concept for a survival game kind of interesting.
Can you mute it so we don't have to worry about
Step
the
4 through each
I don't think
portal
there's any
around
music with it.
Mocha.
Yeah, there is. There we
Yeah,
go.
there's some.
Oh, look, it's Hogwarts Legacy. I'm sorry, I had to point that out.
I think the
Still looks
concept of
pretty
it
cool.
pretty cool. But it was on sale a couple of weeks ago for like $13.50, and I got it. But now
That's
it's not
nice.
on sale anymore. It's $30. It's back up to 30.
And they even have a Mary Poppins traveling system. I haven't seen that
Yeah.
in games. You travel with an umbrella. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna get this game, and I'm gonna do this exact thing, and I'm just gonna yell out, "I'm Mary Poppins, yo!"
This is why I think. Yeah, I mean the game looks really good. I think,
Mm-hmm.
and
It does.
it's
It's
in. I
impressive.
think it's in Unreal Engine 5, and I think that may be why Funcom tapped Inflection to help them
Yeah.
do because they've got a lot of experience with Unreal Engine 5.
That's actually smart of them. Rather than trying to like do stuff themselves, they just said, "Can we just contract somebody who knows this better than we do?"
Yeah. And that's another thing, because you mentioned Unreal Engine 5. I'm critical of Unreal Engine 5 too, working in it. But here's the thing. There are lots of games that are made in Unreal Engine 5, but they're not, but a lot of games aren't optimized. I heard Expedition 33, also Unreal Engine 5, was optimized. So,
Yes.
and Conan Exiles Enhanced, Unreal Engine 5, reduced file
Raiders.
size. I haven't had any problems playing it.
Arc
Just putting
Raiders
it
is
out
also Unreal 5.
Yeah,
It does have to do additional optimization for the engine, which was not a thing normally.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a couple of videos at the beginning where all the the stuff that has their more current updates to it that look pretty cool. Like
By the
some
way,
new
could y'all put
weapons,
y'all's links to
some new
y'all's
building
games in the
pieces.
chat?
Yep.
Just in case I forget to add that into the description later.
Doing it right now.
Yeah. But yeah, this is a cool game, Bo. This is a great
looks
find.
pretty cool.
I didn't even hear
And
about it.
like I said,
Honestly, I'd never heard about it.
well, Inflexion's got a couple of games, but this is the one that's an early access survival game, and I think that may have been why they got tapped to help Funcoms, because they were doing this in Unreal Engine 5, and they got experience with survival games. So
Yeah. This is awesome. Oh, look, Sauron's in the game as well.
I'm always impressed
Yeah,
when
this-
someone can do steampunk really well. I presume that's steampunk, or it's one of
Well,
the like.
I think it may be like not 100% steampunk, but it leans into it.
Maybe some
I
diesel
think
punk
it's more-
mixed in.
It might be decent, but I think it's more of 1800s fantasy,
Yeah.
which would have steam engines back then. Because you see
Mm.
different. It's like it doesn't have the full steampunk aesthetic in some cases, but it does have a more 1800s aesthetic with the clothing and gear and stuff.
You'll
So,
adventure across the mysterious and dangerous Fey realms. As a daring royal marker, you'll defeat monstrous enemies, survive hostile environments, and build elaborate estates in a visually stunning gas lamp fantasy world. But
Mhm.
let's see, you can play single player online co-op. I'm not sure about mods or
Achievements.
anything like that.
You have to read the EULA.
Yeah, you'll have to read the EULA and decide if you want it
But
or
here's
not.
here's another thing, because like the devs at Unknown Worlds was shocked about the mod and content creator thing, or so they said. They said they were blindsided. Their words, right? How many of these like lawyers write these things up? So how many of these lawyers are just copy pasting, right? Their EULAs, right, from somewhere they find somewhere else, tweak it a little bit so it fits that company, right? And then the devs or the execs, whoever's in charge of everything, sorry, allergies, signs off on it without reading it.
It's like I mentioned
That's why they're shocked.
in your video. These are geeks, nerds, and dorks who don't look into this kind of thing. They're busy building the game.
Yeah.
They don't have time or the interest to read this kind of thing. And then when they're finally shown it, they're like, whoa, what the hell? So call it naivety, call it they were too focused on the release, but clearly this is a team. I know I'm sidetracking a little bit, but some teams just still have things to learn.
Yeah. And also, one thing we didn't know in that video that got that we found out was clarified later was Krafton still owns them.
Yeah, I'm not happy about that.
So this could have, so this could have been a Krafton thing. I'm still willing to give the Unknown Worlds devs a benefit of doubt, but they need to at least come out and say, yeah, we didn't write this. That's why I asked them who wrote this. We didn't write this. This was Krafton, because the terms of the court is still being enforced and being resolved right now. Like what the court wants is they're still happening right now. And for example, I'm going to say the court told the Krafton that they also have to pay $3. Like I don't know if it's an additional or if it's a modification. Like the original thing was like they have to pay $250 million for early access, right? And now the court is saying like they have to pay an additional $3.50 or like to the dollar of sales per revenue sales to this game to a cap of 250 million. So I don't know the full details, but it could be 500 million total, right? Or it could be you're going to pay up to this much in sales, which Krafton's hurting right now.
Baylor and News,
they've already reached
they explained it all, and they did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I want to say, circling back to,
I love his coverage.
Michael does really good stuff. I'd love to have him on the stream sometime. One thing I want to compliment Nightingale.
Nice.
This is something like I've really started paying attention to this with games like Hide Evil, I think was the name. The sets. There are so many different set pieces in this game. Like just watching the trailer, no set piece looks the same. You're underground, you're overground, you're in so many different areas, and like it's mind blowing. How many different?
Don't expect detailed boob and dong sliders in this game. Like exiles.
Well, that's anyway,
the
sorry mod for that.
Up there.
Yeah, but put a mod in there. Yeah, fuck the EULA. But yeah, when I see Like, look at that. Like, I'm getting vibes of other games, like, or just other worlds, like Rivendell from Lord of the Rings, and just colonial worlds.
Oh, plantation simulators in this game. Look at that.
Yeah, clouds.
That White House.
Or not clouds, but floating rocks.
Islands.
Like, that is impressive. Whether some of that
I'm
stuff
a
is
sucker for
skybox
that
related.
kind of biome.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's really nice. It's really cool. And that must have taken a lot. Like, and the thing that I always wonder is, like, if you've got 12 different worlds, different biomes that are so unique, what was cut, ladies and gentlemen? What was cut from the final game that we'll never see that is also fantastic potentially?
Or what hasn't, this still in early access, so what hasn't been released yet?
Yeah, what are they going to add?
Yeah. Well, here's one thing I'm going to point out. Like, to answer your question, Gary, see the game level I made in the background, right?
Yep.
That's part of a bigger map that took me. I think it was 2 weeks to make completely, but that portion that you're seeing took me about 5 hours.
I believe it.
And we're not even talking about the lighting and VFX, all that stuff. So yeah, that was a good find, Bo. I'm gonna say now the one I'm gonna show was a game that, because the rules are you can't have played the game. But since someone already did that, which is okay, I'm not trying to drag characters under the rug. I say since it happened,
Dragon.
I can honestly say I haven't played Nightingale yet. I just bought it. I hadn't even installed it yet.
Yeah. I'm going to say that this is a good game. I recommend it to Sonia and I recommend it to Pouty. I played it last Monday, all right, or last Sunday, not Monday, Sunday. And this was the game, if you remember, where the dev said he only had 3 reviews and was asking for more reviews, right? He's gotten 27 reviews and are positive. This is called Dragon Hop. And yes, I know I'm biased on this thing. One of the negative reviews was it's an acid flip. But if you watch it, right? Hopefully they'll let me.
You know what? I'm an acid flip. Go fuck yourself.
If you watch it, it's an only go up platform. Yeah.
Yep.
But I played this game. It was challenging. It was addictive. It was fun. And I highly recommend it. If you want a cheap game because you're broke and but you want to play something, $5, people. It's only $5. All right. Play the game. Maybe leave a little review if you like it. But I had fun with this game. It has achievements and it's not easy to get. They have lore files if you like lore the story. Yeah, it plays a little like Spyro the Dragon.
I'd say it looked like Spyro.
It's a platform with the greenish and weirdish tinge and all that stuff. They have debuffs. Like in one of the levels, there's exploding mushrooms. And when you do the exploding mushrooms, it attaches to you, it's like you're high. So your controls get all inverted. The colors get all psychedelic, everything else. So there's a lot of buffs and debuffs and challenges on this game. It is a really thought out game. It's not hard, but it's not easy either. It's fun and addictive. I didn't even realize 2 hours had passed when I was streaming this game. Highly endorsed. Dragon Hop. Get it now. Wish list something. Oh, by the way, we didn't cover it because I lost the tweet, but it just reached 2,000 wish lists. Which I'm like, 2,000 wishes, that's fine, but it's $5. Come on, you could
that is cool.
That's latte money.
That screenshot right there.
Money.
No, that's not even gas money. Like someone wants to say this is an asset flip. Make comparisons. Go to the stores, find the assets, show me that they're exactly the same, because this all looks like it fits together. If they're all individual assets,
yeah.
What's the problem? It looks like everything looks like it fits.
Every certain amount of meters, the theme changes, and it's like you'll see like overgrown coins and stuff like that. Yeah, sure, fine, but it fits the theme. It's not like traditional up teams where they just pop in a chair and that you have to climb onto and all that stuff. There's things in there. Like, for example, they have skill trees. Like, if you see in the top corner here, you see these little icons in it that says like 0, 1, 2. These are gems that can unlock skills. The feathers are used to unlock save points, checkpoints. And then on the other side, you see how high you went. All right. So it's a fun game. But yes, that's Dragon Hop. But other than that, because I know we're all getting tired, I think we covered a 4-hour podcast like normal, so that's good. But we're gonna start going around the room and saying what we got going next in the week. So, Bo, what you got going on?
I'm going to try and work on my first ever UE5 mod some more for Conan Exiles. A big issue. I get it to work in testing and I got it to compile, but it will not pack for some reason. And I don't know how to read the error messages. I can't interpret them. So I'm going to try and get somebody to help me interpret the errors that I'm getting, trying to pack it. All it is a basic leveling mod, and it works in testing. It compiles, no errors. It works exactly like I want it to. But probably be getting into Conan Exiles again, maybe later during the week. Depends on what few more mods are coming out that I'm waiting for. But last few days have been Cyberpunk 2077. I've been trophy hunting, and you know me, I normally don't do trophy hunting, but I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm going to try it in Cyberpunk. And there is a lot of those Night City Police dispatches that are tied to trophies.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been kind of going through. This stream today, I was like, well, you know, not to get burnt out on it, but let's do a couple of regular missions, not story missions, but side quests to go along with it. So, but that's all I've been doing. And it seems like most people want my Conan Exiles because I ain't got hardly anybody visiting. There's a couple people that have come visit, normally watch my Conan Exiles stuff, but after they leave, nothing. So I'm just streaming for hours to myself, me and my AI co-host. So if y'all want to come by and hang out with some you see, Cyberpunk's not a normal genre of game I play, but I do love it. I like to split off into different stuff that I normally play.
Yeah.
And Cyberpunk wasn't one of them, but I love that game.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
And
I'm still, my sister's still not doing well. So that's been an up and down thing. So I'll let y'all know if something happens and I got to go to Florida. But other than that, that's all I'm doing.
Oh, we forgot to show any updates to Sonia's fund. Fuck.
Let me.
We thought we were going to do that.
Do
I have it here? Yeah, I know. I hope it's okay, Cares. We're going to wrap this up, but yeah.
No, we're doing fine.
I put it.
Just gonna go.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a quick show. And he got flashbanged.
Yes, we're almost there. I'm gonna put my donation in here shortly after we get done.
Yep.
Yeah, we're almost there, folks.
Hey, after this, could you sit in a private chat before you leave so I can add it to the description? Because I forgot to do that. I'll do that.
I will send it now.
All right. But yeah, we get to share the screen.
Oh, did I forget to share screen? Damn it. See my brains.
Yeah.
Derp.
It's okay. We're almost there.
Come on, click.
And no, I'm not trying to get a full even 4 hours. It's just I promised to see you guys. So I want to say we had a little bit of change. It looks like it changed a little bit, but
I think so.
Yeah. So help us support our mods, Sonia and her pet. So 543 less than $50. I want to say less than $50, people. I'm not good at math right now because my brain is fried, but she's only asking for a total 600. She's almost there, but good for everyone.
67.
Yeah.
$67.
Disgust Thing even donated. So if Disgust Thing can donate and say I'm Disgust Thing and I'll donate, and Anonymous donates $100, You can donate $1. Someone get DJ on a phone. He's a simp for her, so he could definitely help. St. Hugo as well, so he's also part of our community. So yeah,
Alan Jones.
mm-hmm.
I didn't even know that was going on until tonight.
Yeah, she put it in my Discord the other day, and I figured we'd do it in track because there are times where we helped Scooby out. Anyone of our community that has problems that has a GoFundMe and lets us know about, I tend to try to shout it out because we're gamers. We have empathy for other gamers, blah 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 blah. But no, I just care. So even if I am stretched because single dad, I try to donate something. But if I can't, I at least shout it out so someone else can. But Karis, sorry for all that. What you got going on, buddy?
Let's see here. I have a video of more. It was either new demos coming out or more games just released and sales. I hadn't really decided on which one, but then I got sick and couldn't finish it. Now that my computer is up and running, I'm gonna start. Well, not start, but I'm gonna continue the rest of Subnautica, and I'm gonna get some more footage of some upcoming demos because there's some topics that I have wanted to just kind of scriptless talk about and then have some gameplay footage in the background. So I'm gonna work on that this coming week.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Me, well, I'm gonna talk about the no violence games for Subnautica, and definitely make shorts of this live stream. So if this made you read and hit thumbs down, I expect you to do thumbs down on all my shorts that are going to be just copies of this. And if you believe in this, I expect you to share it out on Twitter and everything else so it floods the algorithms and people talk about it, right? Because if someone else was doing this, not me, I would do the same. I would, because I feel strongly about it. So that's something I'm going to be doing. Going back to streaming games, I haven't had my schedule out yet because so much things is going on. Plus, my brain is still fried from reading those EULAs. Like I said, I am not a lawyer. And these are all technical legal jargons. But
Hashtag not legal advice.
The thing wasn't the reading it was how to simplify it. That was the challenge for me. Lawyers can do that because they're trained to do that. So there's that. We'll be covering other games. But other than that, thank you for everyone coming in. This is a great turnout. Hopefully other people talk about it. And if the devs or any developers watching, and you have a third-party EULA like that, I'm going to tell you, you better address it right now, because your future actions will reveal who you really are. And content creators, especially the ones who didn't know this was happening and probably covering it. Now that you know and you covered it, and we know who you are, if you don't reveal these things in future content as well, that reveals who you are and what you really feel about the culture war in gaming. And journalists, we already know you only did this out of spite for the fact that it was #1 on the charts. But thank you for revealing that and making it a conversation. But we still know who you are. That being said,
number 10.
Yeah, big slop. That being said, happy gaming, everyone. Y'all have a good night. Reclaim Gaming, and see y'all around.
You're still here. What? You thought there'd be a post-credit scene or something? This isn't a Disney movie. Show's over. Go get some sleep. Play a video game. Watch another YouTube video. I gotta take care of the Dragon Wing and possibly get some sleep myself. Goodbye all, and thanks for watching. And happy gaming.